Excellent take on August.
All right, so based on that, yeah, you're ready for some terror at Blood Fart Lake.
Yeah. Now let's talk about Psycho, the classic Psycho.
Is that on the agenda for this week?
I believe it is.
The infamous shower scene?
Joe T's favorite kill of all time.
Were you a part of that? The kill bracket? You were the deciding factor?
That might have been my first episode with you guys.
That's when you ended up with the really shitty mic over here.
Oh yeah, I got the bitch seat.
I remember the first time we did it, you were the phone a friend, and then the next time we're like, we got to have him in studio.
Yeah,
and then you just became.
That was also my trend of every bracket. I just pissed somebody off. Between that and Tremors,
that was part of the beauty of it all. I almost wore my Alla Grabtoid fucking shirt today. I could have sworn I had a Bates Motel shirt when I realized I didn't. It was like, I don't give a.
You are the master Bates.
I'm the abnormal Bates.
The one thing I regret going to Universal this year, they had a white bloody Bates Motel bathrobe, and that was the one thing I saw, and I'm like, I should probably get that, and then I just didn't, and then immediately regretted it once I was on the plane back to New Jersey. I was like, damn, I should have got that.
One of Mother's trips out to California, she did bring. She told me she got me the entire bath set, but it was just the hand towels. She's like, I got you the bath, bath towels, the shower curtain. I got you this and that. She got me 2 fucking hand towels, which is fine. But
I will only take the shower curtain from the remake. Weird square one.
Yeah,
the pixelated.
Yeah, I'll take that one.
The fucking Sega Genesis fucking hexagonal fucking pixels.
Everyone, I feel like
that was really trippy.
Everybody, I feel like someone, like, a house that had that.
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you which one, obviously, but like I just remember someone. It might have been like a friend's house, or like I feel like a certain type of older home always had that.
Yeah, until the last few years when I upgraded to my Black Lodge shower curtain.
How's that working out for you?
I still haven't found the arm. If you know, you know, right? No. I am the arm. So, yes, we are talking about the OG 1960 the Alfred Hitchcock classic, Psycho.
The one that was supposed to ruin his career, supposedly.
Yeah, not too many people seem to have any confidence in that story, I've learned.
Is this your favorite Hitchcock movie?
Yeah, I would say it's still my favorite. That's actually another thing I've been watching. I've actually been rewatching some Hitchcock movies. I just rewatched Rear Window the other day. Got my Blu-ray of Vertigo coming in. Well, it was supposed to come in today, and then Bezos screwed that up, so it comes in when it comes in. So
he was like, "Fuck this guy! He orders way too much."
So, but yes, no, some of his movies I watched quite a few. I watched Notorious and Rebecca and stuff like that, and they all have been kind of climbing up. Again, these are movies I saw early, maybe too early, and then I rewatched, and I'm like, oh, these are actually pretty much going on my list of favorites. But Psycho always is number one. I would say Rear Window is number two. I really loved it this time around.
Is this one of those cases of they keep doing this shit?
No, Psycho is still. I think it's just because Hitchcock is he's not a horror director, but I feel like he kind of gets thrown. It's kind of like when you see a non-horror.
He makes scarier thrillers than most.
Well, it's kind of like when you're in like Barnes and Nobles and you go to the horror section and you see the Green Mile in there for fucking some reason. It's because it's Stephen King and that's what he's known. It's kind of the same thing. I feel like he's like the movie equivalent of that.
All right, yeah.
It's like because he did Psycho, he did The Birds, and he does all these thrillers. He's like, oh, he's a horror director, even though I don't consider him because he's done like 2 actual horror movies. But Rear Window, I would say, is actually like kind of least adjacent to it. I feel like it's thrilling enough. And then you have a bunch of remakes or reimaginings that basically were kind of straight up horror. But no, yeah, Psycho has always just been number one. It will continue to be number one. I watch it. This is usually my rotation at least once a year. Yeah, and it's weird because it's like I can't tell you why I love it so much. I probably could tell you why, but I need like 5 hours. But
well, you come to the right place.
But no, yeah, it's definitely my number one Hitchcock movie. Definitely of the horror movies because I like The Birds, but I don't think I love The Birds.
How about Birdemic?
Oh, masterpiece. That's better than Psycho.
I heard John Carpenter gave it a thumbs up.
But the thing is with The Birds is like kind of the same thing. I feel like I'm always ragging on the movies that people on the show love. It's like The Exorcist for me. It has great moments, but there's some middle parts that slog for me. And The Birds is one of that. But it's funny that Psycho is not one of those because like the first like 20 minutes she's just driving in a car if you really like watch the movie. But I think it's just the way I always like it's funny, it's at the time it was considered low budget because he didn't really have a budget.
Yeah, he kept it just under $1 million.
Yeah, but it's just but I feel like probably in the 60s you can make a low budget look like $1 billion movie compared to now.
Yeah.
Well, no, I shouldn't say that because like it looks something like Obsession that was under $1 million and he made that pretty good.
It's definitely going to be my favorite Hitchcock movie.
See, I was a child when I've seen any of his other stuff, so I can't. Psycho kind of wins by default.
You've probably seen The Birds recently enough, have you not?
I've seen the fuck out of Birdemic recently, but
No, I think I watched Bird.
like
The Birds within the last 5 years.
Yeah, like
It was on in the morning when I was having breakfast, and I was like, oh, I haven't seen this in a
I
minute.
think it's always on AMC.
Yeah.
Like around Halloween time, that's like always in that rotation.
I guess outside of Psycho, yes, he has a trilogy of The Birds, Rear Window, and Vertigo, and I don't even think I was a teenager when I saw those. That was one of those, oh, you want to watch grown-up scary movies? Here, watch these.
Elevator.
I remember I was in high school when I first saw Psycho, and it had to be 8th grade, like study hall. It was like a VHS copy of Psycho in one of the rooms, and it was like,
Who brought that in?
I think it was the teachers. It was.
I was going to say, did Drew hotwire the fucking AV room?
Yeah, it was like an AV room, and we were like, all right, cool, can we watch this? And the teacher's like, I don't fucking care. So we put it on and watched it. And
I mean, it was the 90s.
Nobody gives a fuck. But yeah, that was my first introduction to watching Psycho, and I was like, okay, this is the hype. Because as a kid growing up, I mean, I think I was more fascinated with tits and blood.
Yeah,
any particular tits or
Linnea's.
Actually, my first watching of the Exorcist was one of those like off days in high school.
I discovered it like the shower scene. Everyone just knows that, and I saw it in pieces until I didn't watch the full movie.
Like a double feature. You're
this-
watching Psycho and Pieces.
But I watched it the full movie like in high school. But like I was introduced to it through, the random Universal Studios VHS from the 90s. That's actually where I first saw the shower scene. And then I also saw it on, I don't know, it was like 2004. Bravo did the 100 Scariest Movie Moments.
Yeah, that was towards the top, right? If
It
not,
was like number 3 or 4 or something like
Right.
that. And
No, I forget because they had two of those countdowns that were like similar. Yeah, and one was like movie moments, but they were just ranking movies.
yeah, it was weird. It was like the movie moments, but they were really just talking about the movie. I don't even really think the order really cared. And I actually discovered a lot of movies from that.
That was
Like,
the one
that's
that
where I found out
TCM won the whole thing.
That was
countdown
they redid it like a couple years ago. That was that one.
Okay.
That one I actually have a great with because they include TV shows, even though it was
Yeah.
fuck that.
Movie moments, but they ranked
Movie
movies
moments.
and
Here's
TV
Twin
shows.
Peaks, and I'm like, what?
Well, wait,
What?
was it the series or Firewalk?
No, like the series. It wasn't the fire. It was like season 3.
Because I want to do a review of Fire Walk with Me because that's a fucking horror movie.
Oh no, I don't think a lot.
I got to reach out to Jessa, see if she'll do that review.
But
I'm sure she would.
I hope so. She's got her own show.
What
now,
were you
so-
introduced to when you were watching the 100 movie moments? Or
that's where Suspiria, Phantasm was another one. Near Dark. That was up. Was the Hitch? I think I knew the Hitcher before, but I knew
Near Dark? We were just talking about that, right? With Jeff. Was that the one?
Oh wait, yeah.
But like,
I thought it was Kevin, but yeah, you're right. It was Jeff.
but like, I remember watching Black Christmas was where I was interested. That segment alone actually scared me. Was that Black Christmas segment? Like, 'cause I watched. Yeah, I was like 9. Was watching this, and the 3 things I remember scaring me was Black Friday, not Black Friday, Black Christmas.
with Elijah Wood and David Koechner.
No, Black Friday with Bruce Campbell.
Oh yeah, he was in that too. Never mind.
Yeah, Black Christmas was one. And then Suspiria didn't scare me, but I remember being like in all of it. I'm like, whoa, what's this? Because at the time, this is when I grew up in the era of like Saw and Hostel. You see something like Suspiria,
Some old Italian
a
stuff.
Technicolor. Yeah, I just remember being like in all of that. And then everyone is, you guys know the story. Years later, I went to Italy and saw the thing. So full circle there. And then
Did you go to the school?
no.
Son of a...
And then Phantasm, that dream sequence that freaked me out a lot when I was younger. But they ingrained in my mind, and Psycho was no exception. I think that's when I discovered the Arbogast kill, the stairwell, him falling down the stairs.
Watching this again, I forget how. I mean, the music was pretty fucking loud, but how effective of a jump scare that was.
Yeah, I mean, the music. Sometimes you just need some music. I mean, that's what I mean. It's the same. I would be shocked if John Williams didn't use that as inspiration for Jaws with the just like simple notes.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't need, all this stuff or the rip off Tubular Bells. Sorry, I'll stop with the shade from Exorcist. But
How dare you blaspheme?
Listen, I'm a hipster at heart. Best horror movie ever. I'm saying that everyone says that, and I think this is just a better movie.
Yeah, it's not the greatest horror movie.
But the fact that if you really like, Psycho created the modern horror movie. And like we wouldn't have really horror as it is now without it, because like before then, you just it all really depends on the era. I mean, the 30s you got Universal monsters, you get the gothic horror.
So you had a lot of like fictitious monsters, right?
Yeah, like
and
the 50s was like invading aliens,
Right.
Red Scare, bullshit. And this was probably the first, I don't know if it's the first one, I would say the first mainstream one where like, oh, the villain's just some guy in middle America that I could just know.
Right. This legit could happen.
And American, because most, like, think of Bela Lugosi as Dracula, or they're always foreign. The foreign guys were always the bad guys. Hell, even early Hitchcock movies had that.
Yeah.
This is like, no, this is like the guy in the movie theater next to me literally could be the killer. And, that also has a lot to do with just like the Ed Gein case, because that was probably
he was a little more rural looking, but he didn't stand out as a monster.
But Ed Gein, that whole thing came out with Ed Gein back in the 50s, and everyone, it's that cliche of like, oh, he was quiet, he was nice, we didn't know, and he was doing these horrible things, and it was a big media circus when that story came out, which led to the book, which I think it's safe to say you guys never read the book.
Who, me?
But I did read the book. I read it last year. I mean, for the most part, it is the movie. The biggest difference is the shower scene. She is decapitated, not stabbed.
Okay.
Actually, it's like one swing and over. It's kind of more of a Jason kind of kill. And
again, reinforcing the proto slasher.
Yeah. Norman is different in the book physically.
Isn't he like a heavier? Like,
he's like in his 40s. He's heavy. He's thinning.
Kind of looks like a creepy,
slimy guy.
So
actually, and like I actually understand why they made that change, because it's like it's kind of like, well, no shit, he's the killer. It's like it kind of ruins the twist. And
so wait a second, is that where they got the idea for Scary Movie 6? That one joke they had. Oh well, this guy here. Oh yeah, the guy who's absolutely the killer.
Yeah. Yeah. The Wayans brothers were reading Psycho one night, and we're just like, let's just have this little homage to this book. But yeah, then the book came out, and then Hitchcock wanted to just and really, I'm not going to take credit for this. I heard it from somewhere, and I forget where I heard it from. And basically, they were saying Hitchcock at the time wanted to make Psycho was just like, picture Christopher Nolan coming off the Odyssey, and his next movie was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It was just like, that's the way they, looked at it.
Even more crazy. Imagine coming off Obsession and Curry Barker being like, you know what I want to do next?
The Odyssey.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And, but yeah, because like leading up to that 10 years before Psycho, you had Strangers on a Train, Rear Window, Vertigo, North by Northwest, like some of the greatest thrillers of all time, debatably some of the greatest movies ever of all time. And he's just like, yeah, I'm going to make this horror movie about the Zed, that's loosely based on the Zed Gein guy. Yeah, he killed people and, took his mom's skin and wore a suit. Now, that's not in Psycho, but it's more the psychological part of Ed Gein and his relationship with his mom.
Right. Ultimately becomes Norman Bates.
Yeah, and this probably actually, of like, we talked about the Ed Gein trilogy, this Psycho is probably the closest to the actual Ed Gein story, whereas Silence of the Lambs is more...
That's what I've been hearing lately.
They just borrow some things. He shopped it around and was like, I want to make this. And Universal's like, no, you're not. And he's like, yes, I am. I'm out.
Wasn't it Paramount that told him to fuck off? And
yeah,
then Universal's like, maybe we'll throw you a few bucks.
Well, Universal, I believe the deal was, they're like, obviously, it's Alfred fucking Hitchcock. Like, he had a huge name. He can kind of make whatever the hell he wanted.
Yeah.
And yeah, Paramount was just like, we're not going to make this. And Universal, I think, was like, you can shoot it here because this is where his TV show was being shot. Alfred Hitchcock Presents, which is he ended up using the cast from the show
And the crew.
and and he's just like, and Universal I think was just like, hey, you can shoot it here, but we're not going to like distribute it or not give you the money to shoot it. And that's when he was like, well, I'll just finance it myself. And then and then he did that, and then the movie came out. It's a freaking hit. The marketing's huge. The whole don't show up, 30 minutes in, which I always found that crazy. And then I looked into it. Apparently movies just ran on a loop then, and people just went in whenever.
All right, I didn't know that part. I did hear, because this is the first time I actually did any background research on the movie, and I didn't realize how far he went as far as the marketing, even as much as like buying up all the books so nobody would read it in advance.
And I think that's a tactic that I think someone that might have been Jaws too. I think someone like did that with Jaws or something. But like it's just crazy. It's crazy. It was like his midlife crisis a little bit. Like it was just like, I want to make this dark movie, push the envelope, and I need people to see this in order to prove, it's a great movie. It's and obviously it is. It made modern horror because it's a domino effect. Without this, you don't get obviously you don't get something like The Birds, but I don't think you get Night of the Living Dead, which would inspire Last House on the Left. That inspires Texas Chainsaw. That inspires Halloween. That inspires Friday. It's a domino effect of this
I was going to say, didn't Carpenter say that Psycho was a heavily, as far as going for the tension as opposed to the full-on
If
slasher?
you watch any interview with an 70s, 80s horror director, they all rip off Hitchcock in some way. And they all say, I want to make a Hitchcock movie, or I want to do something like Hitchcock. He left obviously a big impression, and I just think,
Except for Tarantino, he would never do anything remotely.
Tarantino's
Especially,
like, nah, man, let's go watch Battle Royale, and you see this, man, Tarantino, great movies. As a guy, I don't want to hang out with. There's some people like cons where I'm just like, I enjoy the movies, I do not want to meet them, and he would probably be one of them for me if he ever went to a con for some reason.
I was going to say, I don't see him ever reaching that
Which is
point.
bullshit, because he freaking rips off all these horror movies and stuff like that, and talks about how great this B-level cinema is, but then he's too busy drinking champagne with Brad Pitt looking at feet, So
There's nothing wrong with that feat.
But no, it's just crazy. It's just realizing the domino effect of Psycho. It's how you don't really have, it's probably the first movie that really pushed a big popular movie to push that envelope. Obviously people pushed it further down, later down the timeline, but it was just unheard of.
I remember hearing, so he went and said, oh, there's this book and I want to make a movie on it, and how there was a lot of resistance coming from the studios about it. But part of my in-head fantasy is he went and pitched it, and they're like, all right, go on. And then she rips up a piece of paper and flushes it down.
Yeah.
You know what? No deal. No deal.
No, Americans don't poop. What are you talking about?
I guess the book didn't come out at that point. Everybody poops.
I assume this was at the end of the Hays Code. So in case, people don't know what the Hays Code is. It was created back in the 30s. It was basically Hollywood being like, okay, we're going to make our own censorship thing, kind of like the MPAA.
We're a classy town.
Yeah, we're going to make it because we don't want the government to get involved. And if the government gets involved, this is going to suck for everyone. So we're just going to make our own rules. So from the 30s to at least probably late 50s, maybe early 60s, they had to follow this code, and it's a very outdated code and stuff like that. You couldn't show interracial couples on screen. It was bullshit. But it was the 50s and 30s and 40s where greatest generation, whatever. But which that's what I was thinking about when I was talking about the loop, how movies are just on a loop.
Oh yeah,
and then people just apparently would just walk into half a movie, watch the second half, and then stay to the first half, and then leave when they're caught up. I'm like, this is the greatest generation. They can't even fucking watch a movie correctly, and they're the greatest generation.
So I imagine you go into most of your movies halfway through, and then you're like,
I mean, I did that, but that's when I was hopping to go see.
Yeah, that's a different. That's a different story.
I was breaking laws, not rules.
Yeah.
So that's why I always found it funny when I'm like, wow, Hitchcock really had to be like, don't come, don't show up to the movie after it starts. And I looked into it. I'm like, holy shit, people just get that.
Yeah.
And that's wild to me, but I guess different time.
So back then, because I didn't realize the loop thing. So was this a thing where was there a way that you could get like the times when the movie was starting
I
again?
think it was the time they did have times when it started, but there wasn't like, you go to a movie, the movie ends, and then there's like Fathom events, and then there's AMC and Nicole Kidman watching a movie.
The list.
It's
the posted time is like a half hour before the movie.
Yeah,
actually
they're just
now
like
it's
it just the reel runs out, and then the 15-year-old puts it back in, and then restarts it.
because it's like how would you time like what when people are walking out of the theater?
Yeah, so
I'm guessing somewhere they got to post.
they had
some
start
form
times,
of-
but it was just like, Janet Leigh is the star of the movie and dies a half hour in. Can you imagine like going like halfway through and like
47 minutes.
It's like where the fuck? It's
It's like you go to Scream and it's like you go 15 minutes late and like, I didn't see Drew Barrymore in this.
She was a star.
It's bullshit.
Are you saying Scream ripped off Psycho?
I was promised Henry Winkler, and he was not in that movie. I showed halfway through.
Henry Winkler was in Scream for a total of like 3 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, if that.
Do you know what the price was of a ticket in 1960 to a movie theater?
$6.
I was going to say when I
In
was
1960, Kev.
I thought you were going 96 with Scream. That's why I was thinking.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was probably like 49 cents or some bullshit like that.
What do you think it was?
38?
75 cents
oh shit!
for a movie ticket.
Wow, things really went to hell.
Well, that's what's like impressive when you look at like the adjusted for inflation for like movies where it's like Gone with the Wind is like always #1 because of just like actual like ticket sales, not like dollar.
There's another one.
Yeah, it made the equivalent of like $15 billion today.
I think the Actress is like if you inflation, it's like it's like I think $1 billion or something like that, just because it sold a lot of tickets.
Probably the 90s that I started paying attention, but yeah, when they would say, "Oh, this movie made this much money," it's like, yeah, but how many asses were in seats?
For me,
Like-
growing up, the biggest movie of all time for the most part of my life was Titanic.
Yeah.
That was like the biggest grossing film of all time. And then
Wasn't that the first one to
Avatar.
physically?
How much was the ticket in 97? Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
Probably at least $10.
It was $10.
Okay.
I just remember seeing Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Mandalorian.
I
How
remember
much?
It was like for me and Amy, it was like $52 for me and
Yeah, I think I got 3 tickets for me, Colleen, and Dave to go see Evil Dead Burn, and it was like $60-some.
You gotta go to matinees, man. Get those.
Oh, and by the way, you got this processing fee you got to pay on top of it.
Yeah. We were actually talking about like, nostalgia, like going to the video store and like movies, and I was like, no one like the generation below, it's me.
Everything is spoon fed now.
Well, it's just like no one's gonna get like to like go in to sit in line and get your tickets, or like what my grandparents would be like, we're going to dinner, we're gonna buy the tickets like 8 hours ahead of time,
Right.
buy them, go to dinner, then just walk in. Like no one's gonna like understand that now. It's just like, okay, just go on your phone and just
Or-
buy them.
just
Yeah.
just a
It's
simple,
convenience, Kevin. That
It's a
everybody
simple
is like.
process of or concept of a blockbuster. That was people lining up around the block to buy a ticket to watch a movie. And it's like, no, everybody, like, why do they even fucking have the booth up
Yeah.
front anymore? Everybody shows up with their
Well,
fucking
Do
QR
you,
code.
do you remember the Ticketmaster? You had to go to West Coast Video. They had a Ticketmaster there, and if you wanted to go to a concert, you had to wait.
Oh,
in
no,
line.
I'd have to go to the upstairs dressing room in Strawbridge's.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least I fell for
They
it.
were. It was either Strawbridge's or like Boscov's or something. Or,
Yeah,
But-
I remember Boscov's did it too.
Yeah, but it was like Ticketmaster. It's like, oh, this concert's coming. You got to get
But-
in line.
It's like, yeah, it's like one of those things, and actually something wild. So Amy was born 96, so she's like on that edge of that millennial.
She's on the cusp.
She's on that cusp, and I was shocked she didn't know about like the newspaper and the movie times, and I'm like, she didn't know. Like I was just like,
How
I was
about
like,
movie
I-
phone?
but like I told her, I was like, yeah, I said I remember
just-
at my grandparents, like we go to movies and like you get the paper in the morning and we would go through the thing and look at the time. She's like, what are you talking about? I'm like,
The
do
entertainment
that?
section.
Dave and I just literally had this conversation on the last episode. We were talking about it. It was like
Oh, for
Echo-
that multiplex.
Echo Multiplex
Yeah.
opening weekend.
oh yeah, so you showed me the
quarter
90
page
91.
ad for-
yeah. That, or just reliving the anger of when you go and get the new movie coming to Blockbuster and it's just not there.
All 15 copies are already gone.
Yeah.
And then I got my job over at Hometown Video, and it was like, hey, Kev, guess what? I get to bring home the movies the weekend before it comes out, and I can watch them as long as I bring them back.
Fuck, I didn't know that.
It's like you want some Monsters Inc. coming back.
You want some Sully? Come here, kid.
Mike Wazowski.
I'm
don't have
starting to
that.
think we need
Now
to
I
do an
just-
episode just on like fucking like 90s nostalgia.
Yeah. Now I just doom scroll on the TV, and then me and my wife get angry at each other. We can't agree on a movie.
And then you start watching something and then ends up not feeling it.
Last night, she always sent me over the edge, though. I was like, what do you want to watch? She's like, I could watch. I'm like, oh my God, okay. She's going to make a selection. Jack and Jill. I was like, fuck you. I was like,
I'm not feeling
But you
that
watched
one.
it.
no, I did not because it was not on streaming anywhere. And I literally told her, I'm like, I'm not giving that money.
Did you fake a tantrum? Motherfucker, I really wanted to watch this with you.
God damn it.
Oh,
And then she realizes she has the DVD in like the closet somewhere.
Yeah.
I would burn it immediately. Fuck that movie. There's one joke in that movie I laughed at. And
The Pacino.
The Pacino Oscar
Yeah,
joke.
you would have thought he would have won,
Yeah,
would have won more
I
than
was
that.
the only one left at that theater, and that's when I'm just like, you know what? Light it up. Fuck all these guys. Allegedly.
Fuck all three Adam Sandlers in that movie.
I was like, I hate everything about this. So
So wait, Pacino was in that?
Dunkachino.
Dunkachino, he played himself.
Oh.
How the hell?
Hold on now.
How many we could go from Psycho to Dunkachino in an episode?
Well, we're going back to Psycho.
Good.
I have a feeling this is going to be a bonus episode.
But this is, I guess, going back and us watching Psycho again and kind of diving into the backstory a little bit. I realize, and I have a lot of respect for this movie now that I've gotten older, and I think, Kevin, you mentioned that too. You've seen things when you're younger, and, I saw Psycho throughout the years. Like I said, I saw it when I was in high school. I think I saw it another time, probably when I was married at some point, early 2000s.
That's what you watched on your wedding night?
We did not.
We role played.
Yeah.
I was the mom in a rocking chair.
All right, Marion, get in the shower. I learned, throughout the years to appreciate that and not, you can't compare it to the horror you might have grown up with.
Yeah.
Two different.
Yeah, by today's standards, it's like, that's some Disney shit right there.
Right. I mean,
But if you watch it with the mindset of that time, and there's still some legit creepy shit in it too.
yeah.
Like I said, the ampersand. Wow.
Abergast?
Yeah, Abergast.
Abergast.
I remembered ampersand.
I was like, Dave having a stroke?
No, that was last week.
Abernathy was so when Abernathy. But yeah, that whole thing. Like I, even on this rewatch, like I knew exactly what was going to happen. I've seen this enough times, but just him popping out and that music stinger. And like I said, maybe it was slightly unnecessarily loud, but it was like, I jumped again. It was like, how the fuck am I? This movie's 66 years old. I've seen it dozens of times. And it's like, how does that, I think I'm going to have to put that up there with Exorcist 3.
Jump scare?
Yeah. Or maybe I'm just old and weak now.
I find it that Anthony Perkins playing Norman Bates,
Perfect.
absolutely perfect. And to watch him, the evolution of Norman through that movie and understand him, if you listen to him and you watch his mannerisms and how he has those twitches.
He's just a shy dork.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and he's like likable because that's the thing is like, Janet Leigh, Marion dies 45 minutes in. Who you stuck with for the rest of the movie? You're stuck with Norman. And like, and that's why I think it was really smart that they wrote and casted him like the boy next door, not like the book where he's a little bit creepier.
Yeah.
Because you're stuck with this guy. And it's like, it's kind of like up into the end when you find out he was the killer the whole time. You're kind of just like,
Oh, by the way, we're spoiling this movie.
but you're kind of like, oh, it's like, okay, sure he's an accomplice, but he didn't kill anyone. He's just helping clean the body. He's not that bad. And then you get to the end.
He's such a mama's boy that
you're
he's
like
going to cover for her.
you feel bad for him. So it's like kind of like you kind of feel bad for him, and then like then the end happens. You're like, oh, never mind. Okay, I don't feel so bad. Until Psycho 2, where I actually legitimately do feel bad for him in Psycho 2. But
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, that's what it was really smart making that change, and just saying the time it came out. If you listen to some of the lines, it's so funny, like how dated it is because it's like the whole story of Marion Crane. It's like, oh, I can't let them know I'm sleeping with this man. He was divorced. It's like, really? Holy shit! The standards are here.
That is
He didn't pay his alimony all up. I'm like, holy shit, really? This is what people like freaked out about.
that was something.
Like, wasn't civil rights happening during this time?
the first couple
Yeah.
times I
Out of all
watched it,
things.
Yeah.
I like, and I kind of forgot about it until this rewatch, but I remember for so many years thinking like, oh yeah, they were like having an affair.
And they weren't.
And then it wasn't until, I don't know, probably 10 years ago that I'm watching it again and, oh no, they're just fucking out of wedlock.
Yeah, that's all it is.
And yeah, there's a stigma of him getting divorced and all that. But it was like my memory was always that they were cheating. One or both of them were cheating on someone. It was like, no, they were just doing a very naughty thing.
Now, granted, like I talked about the Hays Code. I don't know when the Hays Code ended. That could have been like the workaround, be like maybe he did want them to have an affair, but like censors are just like, you can't have them have an affair. So they're like, okay, whatever. They're having a wedlock then, you know. Like,
I feel like there was movies in the 60s or in the 50s that
had affairs, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and
I guess the affairs back in the 50s wasn't really frowned upon.
Oh, Jonathan, I need you in my life. I'm going to leave my husband for you.
This blues singer in the bar.
I forget who it was that said it, but somebody breaking down like rom-coms.
It's glorified cheating.
And or not even just rom-coms, but like these fucking like chick flicks and all.
Mhm.
It's always about someone cheating. It's usually some bitches cheating on somebody. And it's like, but the movies.
That's
they
society
found their
these
true
days. This is what
love.
appeals to them, if you think about it.
But until I heard, I don't even remember who it was, but until I heard somebody recently mention, it was like, holy shit, if you go through every one, chances are they're in a relationship, but they're not right for them.
Yeah.
So they cheat on them, but it's because it's for a really nice guy. Maybe that's why I don't watch that shit.
Well, Sam was, he
Ready?
wanted to have a relationship with Marion, and he was trying to make it to make sense, right?
He didn't want to bring her down with his financial woes.
Right. Which nowadays it's like, yeah, I'm not telling you about my side piece going on and the debt I'm really in, but
Hey, can I borrow 10 grand?
yeah.
And of course, yeah, nowadays it's
Can you
like,
throw me a rubber?
hey babe, if you really love me, you'd pay all my debts. And bitches being bitches, he's just like, yeah, my life's kind of fucked right now. Marry me, please, marry me, put a ring on it right now, please, please.
That's what they all say.
Sorry,
90 Day
too much.
Fiancé.
But no, it's just funny how like, yeah, the times has changed and stuff like that. But it's like the rest of the movie. I would say the rest of the movie is not too much like that. At least I can think off the top of my head. It's a really good, obviously, thriller and stuff. And like, it's funny. It's another episode of me where I'm saying one of the best scenes is just people talking is when they're talking in the office.
Yeah.
The parlor.
Having the milk and sandwiches and stuff like that. And
I think that stood out to me the worst, or not the worst, but the most. It's like, oh, nothing fancy, just sandwiches and milk.
it might be like, not because of the sandwiches and milk, but because of the conversation. It might be the first inkling where you're like, oh, there's something wrong with Norman.
Yeah, that's
You
the first time you really get
don't
some
know-
emotion.
You don't know exactly what yet.
Marion doesn't realize, right, when Norman's talking and making these little jokes or gestures, she doesn't really get the understand Norman
Yeah.
until they're in the back office room, and he's kind of, she had overheard Norma, basically verbally abusing him in the house, and then he's got to bring down the food, and then she's trying to comfort him, like it's not too bad, it's okay, like she's.
I thought the soundproofing in my house was bad, but holy shit.
Yeah.
That house was what, like 100 yards away from the fucking motel with the well, I'm assuming the window was closed, and she heard him loud and clear.
Right.
I mean, they are in a remote area. I can debunk that. My grandparents grew up on a farm. I could hear stuff from the barn and stuff like that. If you're in a remote enough
I could hear the neighbors 10 miles away fucking.
But
Still going.
Still fucking going.
Old man Jenkins is still making spaghetti. I don't know why.
Let's make it a little more relevant to tonight. Making mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Bon appetit.
Don't you judge my big macaroni and cheese skills.
I'm not judging. Did you see the serving I had?
No judgment here.
The other scene, though, that even up to this last watch, that genuinely, like, I'm not one to be like, oh, my anxiety's triggered and like, fuck all that. But I was getting highly anxious right before she found the motel. Like that last minute as the rain's picking up, all the fucking oncoming traffic. It's like, fuck, that's like every night drive for me anymore. Once it starts raining, that's what I see. Just a waterfall and a huge glare. Yeah, I think for the first time in a long time, I had full-blown like anxiety watching her drive down the road. It's like, just turn off.
I feel you, Dave.
And then, I feel like every time I watch, I'm just like, just keep going. Just don't stop. Just tell the guy with sandwiches no and lock your door.
Well, it's like you ever watch or have those moments. It's like yeah, you should have just did this and you wouldn't have
But-
came to this situation,
No.
right?
Going back to Anthony Perkins with that, it's like that's why I'm glad they changed it from the book. It's like because you got to keep her there, and the guy's the bald 40-year-old Slav. It's ain't gonna be able to keep her there, but you get the boy next door, and even in that scene when they're talking, it's just so real because. Again, someone's up with Norman, but you don't know what it is, and he's basically complaining about his mom, and then she suggests like maybe put her in a home or whatever, and he just loses it, and it's real because I've had that conversation before, with friends that like not specific like that specific situation, but like they vent to you, and then God forbid you say,
"No, it's okay. We've all told
something.
you we should put your mom away."
Yeah.
But you say something and they freak out on you, and it's like, wow, okay, that's so because they're stressed or like it's like they just blow up on you, and it's like such a real, I think, moment in that movie. And again, another sympathizing to Norman because like, wow, this lady really fucked him up, and this is before you even know.
And he's trying to
Alfred.
protect. Yeah, he's trying to protect his mom too. Like, hey, we all go a little mad sometimes. It's like, hey, she's
Didn't they rip that off from Stu?
Stu Macher.
Just like they ripped off Dr. Loomis.
Yeah.
Michael.
The ultimate family tree. Sam Loomis from Psycho has a kid with Dr. Loomis, who has a kid with Billy Loomis.
Ooh.
You've been thinking about that, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, I guess it'd be Billy Loomis's weird greaseball dad, and then Billy Loomis, the not Eric Roberts of that movie. The guy that they clearly wanted Eric Roberts, and he couldn't do it, so they just hired a guy that looks like him, just like they wanted Johnny Depp for Billy Loomis.
Actually, I
they
had
want-
another direction.
and then-
I completely
And
forgot
then
what
if
it
you
was.
want to do head canon, I could be wrong because I haven't seen Psycho 2 in a long time. Sam Loomis marries Lila, the sister, marrying.
Oh, does he?
I'm pretty
Was
sure.
he?
I think they say in Psycho 2 that
He married Lila.
yeah, but I guess she had a daughter because isn't that Meg Tilly's character? It's Lila Crane's daughter.
Yeah, that's
So
Lila
maybe
Crane's
she had
daughter.
another daughter. Yeah, so maybe that's her
Unfortunately,
mom.
I only saw
Yeah.
that one once, and
I watched it
case
again. I watched it again like last year. What did we cover? What was that?
83.
1983.
I want to go back and watch the other three.
Yeah, I did. I watched all. That was actually like one of the when the shutdowns happened with COVID. I think I watched all of them, including the I didn't watch Bates Motel. I just watched 1, 2, 3, the TV movie, which was 4, like the beginning, and then
I forgot that was
remake.
a TV movie.
with Olivia Hussey was the mom, was Mrs. Bates.
It's been so long
Oh.
since I saw that. I didn't realize
Olivia
Henry
Hussey.
Thomas was young Norman.
Yeah, there's a bunch of random like John Landis is in it for some reason. He's like
You said John Landis, and my brain went to Martin Landau. Total,
Yeah.
common mistake.
but that's because Mick Garris did it. Mick Garris always like throws in random
Yeah.
like cameos.
Wasn't that his first movie, too? Garris? Or is it his second?
When was Critters 2? I think Critters 2 was his first.
Danny, that's your department.
88.
Yeah, I think 90 was the Psycho 4.
Critters 2 was 88.
Damn, you're good at that. You're good at the 80s creature features.
1990 was
Yeah.
Psycho 4.
So it would have been, yeah. So probably right after Critters 2, he did Psycho.
So Critters 2 proved that he could do legacy sequels.
Did you watch Bates Motel or no?
I watched like the first season, like when it came out, and then I might have watched season 2 or at least started it, and then I just kind of I got busy or something. I just like fell off, and I just never. And then it got like too far in, so I'm like, oh, it's already so far in. Like I might as well wait till it's done, and I just never watched it. It is on my list, kind of like Hannibal was when we talked about Hannibal. That show that was kind of like that, and I
Yeah.
eventually got back into that. I'll probably watch it if I do watch it from the beginning because I don't even really remember.
No, you got to watch it from the
First one,
beginning,
yeah.
but you can tell like some of the things that happen. I've watched the Bates Motel series.
Yeah, because you talk very highly of it.
I think it's one of the best series I've ever watched on television. To me, I loved it.
Yeah.
From start to finish. Towards the end, I know how the finish was going to happen, but
Well, didn't they also kind of incorporate the movie?
They did.
Because like
I was going to
isn't
say, I heard of
Rihanna
that
Marion
instead of
Crane?
movie.
what's that?
Isn't Rihanna like Marion Crane?
This is prequel. The Bates
Yeah, but
Motel.
isn't
But I thought I thought I heard somewhere. I haven't watched any of it, but I thought they said that by the time they wrapped up the show, they were dipping into the.
You get
But I heard that. I don't know firsthand.
Yeah, you get it towards the end. It kind of lines up at her, at her death. So you kind of get an idea of where it goes from that point. And then a lot of the story lines up with the movie itself, the original movie.
Okay.
You know, how they talk about
The other two?
No, well, how they talk about the highway. Most people don't come here because
Oh, since they moved it.
they moved the highway, and
I'm assuming they get into the boyfriend and how he made her.
yeah, so they go through all of that. You get to see some of that, but a lot of the storylines you got to understand as you're watching the movie how it lines up with the TV. Well, the show lines it up with the movie, so it's a nice flow. The only thing that's different is
Yeah,
that,
Rihanna was Marion Crane.
was she?
She was wearing Marion Crane, and then I guess they did a swap where he kills Sam Loomis in the shower and not Marion.
Oh yeah, never mind.
Gross. Wait, who played Loomis?
Oh, I don't know. I doubt it's not.
Shit, you're right.
That wasn't.
But this was like last time I saw this was like
See,
I think
and
I watched it. It was like
that's
15 years
and
ago.
that's what deterred me. I think is I saw that stunt casting of Rihanna's Marion Crane. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing?
No,
Like, you know,
If you're gonna make her that character, you better put that bitch in a fucking shower. Sorry.
I didn't think it was Rihanna, but like I said, to be honest, I think I watched this like 10 years ago.
I mean, it says season 5, and I think that's the last one, right?
Yeah, that's last
Yeah.
season. But we binged it like all week. We just watched it like nonstop.
Is that one of those shows where like it's like really great and then it runs out of steam by like the last season?
I didn't think it did.
Yeah.
I didn't think it did at all. I think it kept going. It
Then,
kept
like,
you interested.
Dexter was like that. Was like, yeah, like 4 or 5 top-notch seasons, and then it just kind of went down.
No,
I'll
I no,
check it out.
but I
It's
don't. I think it's like I said, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a great TV show.
I've heard again that and Hannibal. I've heard nothing but great things.
The casting of Norman and Norma.
Yeah, I
Vera
is,
Farmiga.
I mean Vera Farmiga.
I love Vera
is,
Farmiga.
She's amazing. And what's his name for
Did
the?
she do the music for it too?
Freddie Highmore.
Yeah, he's awesome. I think in anything he plays, he's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Watching this again, and like I said, it's been a while since I watched the original 1960s Psycho movie.
Yeah.
I've learned to appreciate it over time on how well it was done, but I think a lot of it goes to the acting and the actors that are in the movie. It plays off really well, and I know there's a lot of moments. There's there's Flanagan moments where there's just a lot of dialogue going on.
Yeah.
So you're saying
It makes
you're saying Flanagan was inspired by Hitchcock as well.
Oh, I would think so. But that's how I compare it to these days of me watching horror
Well,
movies.
he's Hitchcock's the master of suspense. I would say a lot of movies do that.
I was going to say, yeah, you could get a lot of that. Flanagan doesn't make scary movies. He makes like creepy, atmospheric, like you're uncomfortable, but he's not going for the cheap scare.
Right.
And there's a very, very, famous, quote unquote film school clip of Hitchcock describing how he makes suspenseful and thrilling movies, and he says, "You make
the bomb,
yeah." Where he's like, you watch a movie and a bomb goes off, and he's like, you get like 30 seconds of a surprise and a shock. He's like, now instead, tell the audience that there is a bomb and it's going to go off in 10 minutes. The whole scene changes and it becomes more suspenseful because it's going off, but they don't know it's going off, and
You know that I know that I know that you know.
So, and I think that's
Alfred,
and that's
I know you put a bomb there.
and that's case in point. With this movie, it's like I mean, we don't know Norman, but like is dangerous. I mean, that I think is the second half of the movie after the shower scene. I think is when you get stuff with Arbogast and when Lila goes to the house and Sam is trying to like distract him. That's when you get that because you're like, I'm tense. I'm like, is Norman going to get to the house? Is he going to kill Lila? What did Lila see in that book that she opens? Which I guess they blatantly show it in the remake, but yeah, it's just like, and actually there was I forget where I read it or saw it, that moment when she goes in Norman's like bedroom that looks like a child's bedroom, and she opens the book and is like almost like taken aback, and I forget where I read it, but in the remake it's a porno mag. It's straight up just a porno mag, and they're implying that in the original it's like nudity but not pornography, something that like a child if they were 10 would find, that like wasn't porn but had
The Sears catalog,
but had
It was a little
nudity in
risque.
it. Yeah, it could have been a medical book or something like that, and I don't know. Again, it was one of those.
It was
like,
a breastfeeding manual.
it was like one of those like theory kind of like things, and I'm like, oh, that's very interesting. Like, yeah, if he's supposed to be like, even though he has the boy next door, he is supposed to be, I guess, like kid that never really grew up.
as literal of a man child as you can get.
Yeah. So, and again, I don't know how accurate that is. Like, I could have watched the video that someone was just overanalyzing it, but like, it is at least thought about it because it's like, but it's also like could be that, but also you couldn't show a porno mag in this 1960 movie.
Yeah, he got away with enough.
Yeah, like
You weren't even allowed booby tassels.
so that's what I'm saying is like I don't know how accurate that is, but it is an interesting reading.
I mean, the first time the camera stops, you got a brassiere and fucking Sam's junk hanging. Sam's bulge.
So
Sorry, too soon.
the bulge.
As opposed to the blatant ass shot in the '98.
Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't buy him as Sam so much, but anyhow.
But
I have some other critiques about casting there.
the shower scene, and I know how we have through time they've talked about how that was shot and what they did for the scene and
The shower scene from Police Academy 3.
not Police Academy 3 from Psycho. Is there another iconic moment? Is there more of an iconic moment in the history of horror that you can think of that every person knows about? Because I feel like everybody knows the scene from Psycho. What other, other scene do you think that everybody knows when they think about movies in general?
Movies or horror movies?
You can look at it both ways.
No, you're right, but I can think of a couple. But like King Kong on the Empire State Building is the one that comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's Alive. Dr. Frankenstein yelling, "It's alive!" Next to Frankenstein's monster could be one. That one's a little bit maybe more niche, but
those are. I mean, when you think about horror movies, right? That this is kind of the top. But I mean, even take yourself out of the horror element, thriller element, and just all time. Like if you go ask kids on the streets, right? Maybe it's kind of hard to talk to the young kids, but I feel like
Psycho kid.
I feel like there's kids now in their 20s
you want
and
some
up.
candy corn?
That's probably
Got a VHS of Monsters Inc.
like what's the scene? I'm trying to think of what's the most iconic movie scenes that people would know more of. If you went and surveyed, 1,000 people, random people.
Yeah, no.
Are you a horror
you're
fan?
right.
No. Okay, tell
it's-
us about a horror moment.
Well, it's also been like parodied. Like if you watch like every show is parodied that shower scene. It's just like the ingrained in your mind. So like yeah that makes sense. If something gets like parodied and so much, it's just kind of
Again, Bobcat fucking parody. Vacation.
no.
And a
I mean
bunch
no.
of them.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know of one scene that
Okay, there we go. Maybe because there are a lot of iconic moments.
Like,
Are there any? Are there? And I'm legit asking because I can't think of any off the top of my head. Are there iconic moments like that have been referenced or parodied as much as this?
horror movies are all movies because I can think like Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz has very iconic imagery that rivals with Psycho.
But I'm saying as far as that has been, like I said, referenced or parodied or some kind of homage made.
The only one thing, like I said, is King Kong on the Empire State Building.
Okay.
Is a very and if you consider King Kong a horror movie, I do. That's really
It's a giant fucking ape.
yeah, but like
That's scary.
that's been parodied a lot. The giant monster on the Empire State Building holding the woman. That's really the only one I think I can think of. But no, I can't. On a horror level, that like you said, the only thing I think of is maybe something like Wizard of Oz. Maybe
I never watched The Wizard of Oz.
that's so weird to me that you never seen Wizard of Oz, which is funny because
I know.
And I don't care
Grandma
what
took me
anybody.
to the Philadelphia Broadway play of it.
Right.
So like she was all about. I think she was a scarecrow on Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the movies. It's like that. I've never watched the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka.
Yeah, we might need to
Chocolate
just
Factory.
strap
That
you.
one's fine.
We may have to go full on like Clockwork Orange and just strap you down to a chair, put the fucking eye cuffs in, fuck your eyes up just like Malcolm McDowell's, and make you watch those two movies back to back.
What's more iconic, the shower scene from Psycho, or the Luke, I am your father from Star Wars?
That's a great.
You know what? Taking that at face value, I'm absolutely going with the shower scene because Luke, I am your father never happened.
Yeah. I know. Shut up. I know it. I know what you mean. You didn't say that.
I
Yeah.
am your father.
But I would say, that's another thing I think is very, maybe not, or really anything, Star Wars in general, but I feel like that's a big thing that's referenced a lot.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah. That's a good point, Kev. I'm still going
I'm
to
not
go.
saying you're wrong.
No. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
I don't really have any answers. I was just
But
curious.
you can
as
see,
to-
I came up with two. I mean, I can't think of any more,
Right.
I
I think Psycho stands out.
Yeah.
As the scene. And imagine if you're Hitchcock, right? And you're putting together that scene, right?
all week long.
I feel like boys of a certain age, have you tried pausing to see if you can find any nudity? Going through its
Well, it
shopping
depends.
cart.
If it was if they were trying this after '98, it wouldn't take much.
Listen, Janet Leigh was a very pretty woman, so
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. And you know what? As a kid, I would have probably been, jerking off just to her strutting around in a bra half her screen time.
You put that on, then you put Trading Places on, and then you're just done for the night.
That was my first mother-daughter porn.
Who was the guy from 4 that the dead fuck guy who was watching the old
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
the weird belly dancing.
the
like,
weird belly dancing and shit?
Yeah.
What, Ted?
Teddy bear.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would give Teddy Bear a kiss. Yeah.
Speaking of creepy, man. Would you like to give Teddy bear a kiss?
The idiot that was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get actually high on a Friday the 13th set," and then he was like not having a good time at all.
Didn't he say that was his first time smoking?
Yeah, I think it was. He was like, "I'm gonna go method," and I'm like, everyone's like,
Because I guess, yeah, I thought that's what he said. Like he's never gotten high before, and he didn't know how he would be
How to
high.
act
So it's like,
high,
oh,
yeah.
let me try it. So probably that just shot when he got killed. That's probably how he was the whole time.
"See, so we should edit the movie so he's watching Psycho."
Yeah,
We'll get AI to have him just
I'm telling you,
flipping a remote
lot
because
less,
between Trading Places and
a
Psycho.
lot less people would be leaving that house getting killed by Jason if Psycho was playing.
very true.
Good point.
That's like one of the the best scenes that's ever been in a horror, in a movie altogether. It's just there's so many different elements that take place that just really captures.
Well, it's just a perfect of everything. And everyone does their part. Obviously, Hitchcock with the directing, the editor with the editing, Janet Leigh with that beautiful scream, and the Bernard Herrmann's music. Like it all literally.
Which even
came-
Hitchcock was, in hindsight, was like, you were a third of that movie.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like it all just came together to make this perfect scene, and then even the end, like after the murder. I mean, poor Janet Leigh sat there with holding her breath and eye.
right.
And I think they even say like
Not quite long enough, though.
But before, I think they even say before, because it's kind of like a oneer. It
It was
zooms out,
intended to be.
goes to the window, and they say, and I didn't pay attention to it when I watched it this last time, but apparently, right before it comes off her, you see her take a breath. Apparently,
And I think she blinked too. That's why they did that second cut into the shower head.
yeah.
But
So
yeah.
and it's like, and like I have to rewatch it again, and because again, like that scene happens, you kind of just like, I'm not like, oh, I need to see all the film stuff. It's like, no, I'm just watching the movie, but I need to watch it next time to be like, see if she makes that breath.
But it's still a long time to be able to sit
Yeah,
still like that.
She's staring, and she has a camera in her freaking eye,
Yeah.
and you see a camera from the 60s. It's like two of these monitors. It's just like in your freaking face.
Like not even squinting.
Yeah.
And I love the little things about how Hitchcock's wife kind of called out, like, oh, well, if she's dead, her pupils would be dilated.
Yeah.
And like little things they said he learned, like flaws, basically. Like, what was it, like a week out before the movie came out? And it was like, well, I mean, people are gonna go see it in a theater. It's not like anybody's gonna be able to rewatch it frame by frame.
Yeah. And it's like, the chocolate syrup is like hilarious to me. And
Yeah.
And that's also another thing of like how risky this was, because it's funny, people think black and white movies are like, 60s. It's like, no, we had color movies in the 50s. Like most of Hitchcock's movies, specifically in the 50s, was Technicolor and color and all.
Yeah.
So it's just like a risk to be like,
Things is
oh,
tight.
a black and white Hitchcock movie. Oh, he went downhill. I'm sure they were saying and stuff, which honestly, I prefer it to be black and white.
Did they ever do a colorized version of that?
I'm sure someone has, but it's weird. It's kind of like when you see like Frankenstein. Someone did a colorized Frankenstein, and it looks weird because it's not actually what the color was. It's like what they think it was, and it comes off really freaking weird.
Kind of like that shock of when they show you the actual set from the Munsters.
Yeah, and that's
And it's
the
like
thing-
Barbie's dream house.
Well, that's the thing when they shoot it in in actual black and white. Yeah,
Oof.
and it looks,
That is not a flattering shot of her.
but like you look at it, it's off. Like it looks weird. Like it's like when you watch A Wonderful Life, they have like a color
Yeah.
version. It's like it's a lot of browns. I feel sometimes.
Is that Butch?
But the thing is, it looks worse because if you then you watch an actual Hitchcock movie like Vertigo, where the colors are way more
Yeah.
intense, it's like it looks like a crappy.
Wait, was that changing colors?
It's because that's what color correcting is
Yeah.
basically just changing hues.
Yeah.
It's stupid. I think it's really dumb.
So what was I heard a few references, but I haven't heard if there was a specific, was there a significance, because in both cars they focused on it, like a significance with her license plates? Like, were they intended to be some kind of code?
Oh, it could have been. I'm not sure. I mean, you're talking about Hitchcock, who literally purposely inserts himself in the backgrounds of his movies and stuff.
Which he almost looked like dubbed in this one. There was something about him standing outside
the it's a bank, right? That she works at.
Yeah. Or a realty. I don't
Realty.
know, but yeah, lots of money goes through the place. But I don't know, something about there was something like
Here's
so
40 grand out of my jacket.
I don't carry around nothing I can't afford to lose. Not the victim blame, but he was begging for it.
Well,
You want to be a cocky motherfucker?
he was trying to get with her, and that's what the whole
Right.
thing is.
Yeah.
Like, he was just trying to show off.
Oh, honey, you look
Yeah.
hot. Here, let
And
me
then-
pull you off.
And then the other lady goes, "Oh, she's like, oh, he didn't flirt with me. He must have saw my wedding ring." It's
Yeah.
like, no, it's Janet fucking Leigh next to you.
Right. Yeah.
Sorry, Alfred Hitchcock's daughter. Your dad has a weird blonde fetish. It's like,
Again, like most of the times I watch this, I just kind of take it for what it is. It was, I'd say the biggest shakeup for me was the first time I saw it. I think I was another case of, when we were young, we'd go out trick or treating, and then we were done. We would get together either at my house or your grandparents' house, and we'd be allowed to go to the video store, rent a movie, and we got to pick what movie it was. That's when I first saw It's Alive, and I think this was one of the first picks. And I just knew enough, like, the Bates Motel and the Norman, and like the first half of the movie was, like I said, kind of a shock to me, because it's about this woman stealing money.
yeah,
Like,
it's shot kind of
I
just
went
a
in-
standard Hitchcock movie, really.
even in that like that first watching, I knew enough about a shower scene and this crazy hotel guy, and so it was like, maybe I was thinking of something else, because it's just about this woman trying to run away with 40 grand.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. I mean, it's shot very film noir style too, which obviously he perfected it with that style, and also, again, this type of horror movie wasn't really a thing yet. Like, he kind of created this, the slasher, because this is the proto slasher,
Yeah, he broke a few rules.
And this was
Just
the
a few-
and then of course it was the bigger of the two, because obviously there's Peeping Tom, but that was way.
I still need to watch that, because
that's a great movie.
I was going to say, I've heard some people say it's a superior. It kind of got
that
Stir of Echoes treatment. Like,
well, that got the shaft because it was a British production, and the British are so uptight with horror. They're the ones that created video nasty, like the term video nasty. Like, Americans, we'll deal with it a little bit more. Like, it'll shock us, but then we'll get over it.
but
Marry, fuck, kill. Tony Curtis, Janet Leigh, Jamie Lee Curtis.
I would have to go with Janet. Because don't get me wrong,
Tony from okay.
when I was, I mean, all right, yeah. So,
Kill Tony.
no, isn't it? Never mind.
Yes, it is.
You know what? I
Always
would marry Tony, fuck Janet, and kill.
marry Tony. It is the 50s. Like, probably,
Hey, But one thing that really bugged me with the 98 version, I know it's not like all about that and all, but watching them back to back, I realized,
yeah.
they should have gave him the role.
What do you mean?
What's that?
Why did you show him?
For the remake, they should have gave him a call for fucking Norman.
Isn't he in Bates Motel?
He's a Bates Motel.
He's the cop.
Is he?
He's the cop
Yeah.
throughout the whole series.
I didn't watch the fucking
Yeah.
series.
Yeah, so he's
Well, they
in
should have
there.
gave him Norman in
No,
98.
it's just funny. It's just funny you pulled that up.
Yeah, and I was like, why did you pull them up?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you asked in a very threatening way. You're like,
I thought it was like
What?
a joke. I thought it was like a
Where
joke.
did you
Like,
get that?
I learned it from watching you.
Who told you? It's wasn't that?
Where's the trigger?
No, it's like Nick Cage from the Wicker Man remake. Where'd you get this?
I never watched the Wicker Man, this Nicolas Cage version.
I actually never did too. I just know like the clips, the memes.
Yeah.
I've seen the original one a
Yeah,
bunch of times.
watch
but
the original one, and then beyond that, you just know
I don't think
which
you're gonna like
parts
the
of
original
the.
one.
We made you.
I don't think you're gonna like the original one.
What's that?
Wicker Man. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw Wicker Man.
Oh, did you like it?
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't seem like kind of the movie you would. I know Colleen didn't like it.
Oh, fuck me.
That's the weird
So-
shit.
You know what she saw? She saw Midsummer. That was close enough.
Midsummer's great.
In the words of the great Obi-Wan.
That's a great double feature right there. Actually, Wicker Man and
Midsummer.
Midsummer.
Yeah.
That's great.
So uncivilized.
I would have been shocked if she liked it.
She did like Midsummer, and you didn't see Midsummer. Did
No,
you?
I still haven't watched that.
It's a very intriguing movie. Which it's
I do want
it's
to.
addictive. When it comes on, it's like I can't shut it off.
No, you definitely. It's a great movie. It's actually pretty far up like my list. I really, really love that movie.
So we need to do a review of Midsummer and get Dave to finally fucking watch it.
I'm game.
The trailer makes it
And-
look
and-
more supernatural.
Yeah.
And it's not supernatural at all.
Yeah, it's cult, right?
Yeah. What did we want to do with Psycho before we even think about talking about? I mean, I didn't know how we were going because we kind of skipped off. We didn't really talk about the remake, but I feel like do we just blend in and just kind of start talking about?
I mean, yeah, it's not going to be as much as
Right.
the original. It is interesting of why he did it. It's just.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know a lot of the backstory.
I mean,
about
it was just an experiment essentially. He has claimed like later after the release, it was just like experiment that like this didn't work, and Gus Van Sant wanted to remake it earlier, and Universal was just like,
is he related to Steven?
they were just
Stevie,
like,
little Steven.
but they were just like no. And then he kind of built a name for himself by making movies like The Die For and Good Will Hunting. So then, which wins a bunch of Oscars and box office, and they're like, okay, you can make whatever you want. And he's like, let's remake Psycho, and then Universal's like, sure, I think it's been long enough. Like kids don't really probably know what it is, and they let him do it. And then he did a shot for shot, and the behind the scenes is weird because the editor of that movie was like, well, shit, do I edit it like the original movie or do I edit it like my own? And stuff like that. And then the actors are like, do I do my own performance or do I just copy Anthony Perkins or do I just copy this person? And it just seems like everyone was really fucking confused because they're like, it's a shot for shot remake, but like do I be an actor and try to do my own thing or do I
Well,
just,
if you're being called out, if you're being signed to act in this movie and it's still undetermined at that point, are you doing it just because it's a remake of Psycho? Or, I mean, you would think they would have these conversations before you're being signed on to take over an iconic role, right?
I mean, yeah. I mean, there was probably they probably wanted to do it because again, yes, it is Psycho, it's a classic, but again, Gus Van Sant at that time was the Oscar-winning director of Good Will Hunting. So it would have been different if it was like Joe Dante's Psycho.
Well, so the two stories I heard, and I have no idea because I heard them both on the internet, so they both have to be true, right? Was that, or the two versions of the story I heard as to why he did this way was the hubris of coming off Good Will Hunting and I'm going to prove I could do anything, just like remake the exact same Psycho. And then the other story I heard, which may have been like his own personal retcon after the fact, but that he said, yes, Robert Forster's in it.
Robert Forster from Uncle Sam?
Yes, from Uncle Sam and Twin Peaks, The Return. But he said that he did it so nobody else would have to. Like he claims he did it to prove that you could do this movie shot for shot and it's not going to match the magic of the original. So almost just to prove a point, like nobody should ever do this because this is the result.
Nah, that kind of seems just like, oh, I did this on purpose. That just seems like when you make a bad movie and they're like, oh, I did that on purpose. I was trying to make it so bad it's a good movie. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Like The Room.
Yeah.
Yes, I intended to make the comedy.
That's what that kind of comes off as, but I don't know. It's just,
I'm more like
I'm not against a Psycho remake. Like I said, they like the original movie did enough changes from the book. Just adapt the book if you're show me that, Norman. Show me the 40-year-old overweight hair thing. Will it have obviously the same piece as the original? No, but it's like it is something new. It is warranted to have it because again, the book was first. Let's give an actual adaptation of the Psycho book.
You could have went off in a different direction to where people are anticipating the shower scene and they get something else. You know what I mean?
Like a butthole.
And I think,
and Haitia's butthole.
And it could have been a situation like The Fly or The Blob or something where like or The Thing. The remakes, but like the original has their love too, and like people like both.
Yeah.
There's not obviously people have like the preference of which one's the better one, but it's like, hey, these are both great.
Like Jackie Earle Haley's Nightmare on Elm Street.
It's weird how many times he and that movie's come up in the past couple months.
Oh yeah, I brought it up last time, didn't I?
Nah, we bring it up every once in a while.
I feel like all year long that's been the new
Yeah.
Skinamarink. It's Jackie Earl Haley as Freddy Krueger.
Well, him as the actor. I wouldn't say the movie. No, but what I'm saying is that I could go along with that because it's like they can be their own thing in their own merits, and I'm okay with that. But this just was weird. Just doing a
This movie was fucking way too weird. That it just pretty much mirrored.
I do like the marketing. I actually do like the posters of the 98 Psycho.
I heard the poster was one of the earlier controversies
Yeah,
of the movie.
Yeah,
It's
with the hand.
how?
I think that is a great poster. Like,
Yeah.
I really do like the marketing with the stuff. But just even if you go up the Vince Vaughn the ending scene, look at that. It looks like someone's crappy student film that they're trying to like make.
Looks like he's got AIDS.
He looks like mid motorboat.
Yeah.
You gonna take a shower?
I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna say this. Like, if you go back, and I'm just curious who auditioned for this, because Vince Vaughn getting this role, I think he was coming off Swingers?
Yeah, because I think that was
96, right?
Yeah.
Like, to me, watching this and seeing Vince Vaughn, like, to me, he doesn't portray.
And he wasn't Vince Vaughn yet either, because
Right.
Old School didn't come out yet.
But his character.
Lost World was out at that time.
Which one?
Lost World, Jurassic Park 2.
Oh yeah, I
Oh
forgot.
wow, I
that.
didn't even know.
Yeah,
Him
I
and
think I've only seen that once.
him and Julianne Moore.
Julianne Moore. both in
Holy
that.
shit! So you're saying Lost World was the farm team for this movie?
I get he tried. It didn't work whatsoever.
Has anybody ever heard? Because this week was the first time I watched this. Like, I've seen clips of it in passing, but I've never actually sat down to watch it. And so 2 nights ago, I went and watched the 1960.
Yeah.
Just to catch up on it, because I didn't know if I was going to get to rewatch it yesterday. And then it was just, it was an off night. I had trouble sleeping and all, so I was like, all right. I mean, I'm kind of fresh off the OG. Let me throw this on. This will definitely put me to sleep. And I ended up watching the whole goddamn movie. So as I text you earlier, I should have just put Brutal Massacre on for the 50th time. But has anybody ever heard Corey Taylor and Lizzie Hale doing Hunger Strike? On a technical end, they nailed it, but it had none of the feeling of the original. Like, I was so psyched about the two of them teaming up to do that song, and it just fell flat. Even though they hit the notes well, but it didn't have the impact of the. Finally, sitting and watching this, I didn't hate it. And yes, from a technical end, he pretty much nailed it. But yeah, you didn't have any of the feeling or.
I felt like his performance was like if you went to a play of Psycho. Like, I would be okay with that performance in a play.
But see, even then, like, even coming off Swingers, I mean, yeah, I was all in with him when Swingers came out. I think if he didn't almost have like an instant typecast as the goofy sidekick,
Yeah.
and if he was given a little better direction, I think he could have nailed it. He just did. Like, when I see Vince Vaughn, yeah, I'm thinking Motorboat. I'm thinking Old School, even though it was all after this. But I think of him doing that over the top. I'm not saying he can't play serious, but it's hard to take him seriously.
You had Anthony Perkins kind of played in the middle.
Yeah,
like
that's why
he was more. It was more genuine, his performance, right?
Yeah.
Where it was believable, but at the same time you had a feel for him, and I felt like.
And he was dorky, but it was like, oh, it's kind of like nice dorky, I guess. I don't know how you would say it. It was just like, oh, he's a dork, but like he's harmless. Like you think so.
Yeah, he's just awkward because, as he said, it's just him and his mom. Like, they're out in the middle of nowhere. Nobody fucking comes through. 12 cabins, 12 vacancies. Yeah, it's just, I think Vaughn could have pulled it off if he was given better direction, but there was still too much of that his I forget the word, but basically his sarcasm, like that. He has a very specific style about him, and if they would have beat a little of that out of him, I think he had a chance. But I think at least visually, I forget it. What the fuck's his name? Nestor, whatever. The guy I flashed earlier, and you were ready to lunge over the table for some reason.
Oh yeah, the guy from Bates Motel.
Yeah, that he was in Bates Motel.
The cop.
Watching the original movie again, it's like, holy fuck, he would have been, again, at least aesthetically, he would have been perfect to play Norman. The other one that I really want to, and I actually saw it in the original movie. That what was the guy's name? The guy with the 40K.
It was like a very like Texan name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really think David Koechner should have played him in the newer version.
Honestly, and I'm surprised. I mean, he probably blew up with Go Will Hunting and stuff. I was like, you come off Go Will Hunting, Matt Damon's right there. Young Matt Damon off of Good Will Hunting
For
before Talented Mr. Ripley.
for Norman,
Yeah. You just did a movie with him.
I would have never
Granted,
thought of
he
that.
probably
I'd
blew
like
up
to
and
see
still-
it, but I
He
don't
was
know.
probably doing Armageddon. No, that was Ben Affleck. That was Armageddon.
That was Ben Affleck.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that was what, the same year as this or the year after?
That was 98. Yeah.
98.
He probably was filming on Talented Mr. Ripley and doing Saving Private Ryan. Is what you would. Well,
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, listen,
I remember
second,
seeing- yeah.
second remake or the Steven Spielberg World War II movie. I guess you would choose the World War II movie, but no, I'm just saying, like, I mean, it was right there, same director. Hey, Matt, you want to do something real quick for me?
For me, it just didn't feel like you could probably did put somebody else in there. I don't know who at that time in 1998 that probably didn't have a lot of traction, right? Did they want somebody with any traction? I mean, the lineup they had was pretty stacked. I mean, Anne
Macy
Heche,
did
Julianne Moore.
Macy did a good job.
So
I
I
thought he was
felt if you
Macy
think
was
about
one of the actors that he said he wanted to just copy the guy from the original movie.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything.
He understood the assignment.
So if I go back and I say if I could take one person from the remake and put them back in the 1960 version, is William H. Macy as Arbogast.
I would agree with that.
And weren't they even saying they were going to shoot his kill like differently? They were going to do it in a safer way, and he's like, "Nah, fuck that." Like,
Yeah,
he's like, "I want you to shoot me the same exact way." But maybe it's because he's older, so maybe he just had more respect.
Viggo Mortensen sticks out like a sword.
Sore thumb. Yeah.
Like a Thor thumb.
Like a Thor thumb.
It's just weird because
We swapped out Kevin for Tyson.
I don't know. That doesn't say Sam Lewis to me.
That's one of the things I liked about the original Sam, that he kind of towered over Norman. Like when they had their moment in the office and then he starts grilling them, like physically there was still something intimidating about him. I didn't feel that at all from Viggo.
Was it his ass cheeks?
No, it was that gross sandwich they were eating in the beginning. The tomato sandwich, whatever the fuck they're eating.
But yeah, I didn't care for that.
Julianne Moore was decent as Lila. I
would give that. I did not.
Lila. She actually played it different. I think she made it
Right. She did make it her own.
She was like an angrier version, which I can see with your sister being on. She did good, and Heche did good.
I wasn't a fan of Anne Heche.
Yeah,
I just didn't.
She didn't do great, but I thought she was okay. She was fine.
Her asshole.
Is it true? Yeah. If nothing
But
else,
also,
her asshole is as
comparing-
iconic as the original shower.
You're also
scene.
comparing the acting styles of Julianne Moore compared to Anne Heche. Julianne Moore is the better actor. She's probably maybe next to William H. Macy. She probably is the best actor in this whole lineup.
Not Flea.
Because I was going to say, what did Heche have besides Ellen at this point?
I Know What You Did Last Summer. She was
wow.
She was the sister.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
That you're supposed, I guess, think is the killer for some reason.
The late Anne Heche, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it sounds like she got normal, so they had to.
It's weird. It says
They had to get
she's
rid of
got
her.
an upcoming movie coming out.
Well, it was only a couple of years ago, right?
Like in the
22.
last 5?
The accident, yeah.
I did see a movie.
Accident?
Oh, You're Killing Me. I don't know if you saw that one.
Is that about Rob in Final Chapter?
No.
I've been learning I'm in the minority with that, is finding that comical.
6 Days, 7 Nights would have been her big movie at the time with
And Han
Harrison
Solo.
Ford. I Know What You Did Last Summer. Volcano. Donnie Brasco. 9.
I think in the remake they do change the relationship between. No, I guess they keep the whole thing about his debts. No, that's still the same.
Yeah, I think the biggest change on her end, besides her
Is the
asshole,
amount of money.
yeah, it was 400.
It's 400.
It went to 40,000.
And the car was $4
$400,000.
grand, not 700.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously changes like that, because even if nobody ever saw Psycho, yeah, they would find that hilarious. Like, trade in your car and $700. It's like, actually, go into the original movie again.
What did she get? Like an 89 Chrysler?
I forget.
It was like 89. The fuck?
But one thing that really pissed me off in, well, I guess both movies,
Who is Rita Wilson in that?
She's he must have not recognized my wedding ring. The girl worked
oh yeah,
At
the
the-
coworker.
Oh,
at the realtor place.
But the fucking cop, Like in the beginning, don't get me wrong, she was shady as shit, but he was kind of fucking stalking. Like, even when she's going down the road and he gets off the exit, and then 2 minutes later, he just happens to drive by the dealership she's at. Like, I don't know, something about him really bothered me.
Well, I think it was a suspicion thing, you know?
Yeah, but I don't know.
There's a lot of hotels for Abergast to go to as well. Like, what are the chances of you come across the hotel, you know, and doing all that searching? I'm just saying.
But, you know, it's his job to...
Yeah, that
no
one,
stone
he's a
unturned.
private eye. Like, they do that shit.
Yeah,
you know?
they actually dig. Cops are, you know,
Also, you
seem
really-
to take it at face value and just walk
Also,
on.
again, you look at it as like, well, this woman stole a bunch of money. She's probably not. She's trying to be under the radar, so she would probably take, instead of the main highway, would take this road. Like, if you
No, I know. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like,
Now, I'm not a private eye, but like, yeah, like, you know, it makes sense. You know, someone did that, but like,
watching you.
but, I don't know. It's just,
Yeah, I don't think he's down for the Hall Notes.
but yeah, but what was with that flea cameo?
Honestly, when I
it's
saw him,
hilarious in hindsight. Like, I find it funny as hell, but it's just
I don't
like-
know. I kind of thought he was perfect for that 30 seconds of the movie.
But it's like, what were you like? Were you did you just get off tour and you were just like around, like, or was Gus just like listening to the Californications? Like, you know what?
That probably bothered me the least of all the casting.
It's more. I just want to know how it happened. It's just like,
Okay.
you know, it's just like, because what director would just be like, you know what? I want the basis of Red Hot Chili Peppers as a minor character in my movie.
He was a huge fan of
What's he up to?
what the fuck was that movie with
Back to the Future.
Charlie Sheen and was it Christy Swanson, where he kidnaps her and the whole thing's just them driving down the road. The Chase or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gus was a huge fan of that and was like, I'm gonna put that guy. Go remake.
That guy's talented. Can't tell you how, but he is.
I mean, he was perfect.
He has quite the resume, actually.
Oh yeah.
Fear and Loathing.
He was great in Fear and Loathing.
The Chase.
I've actually never seen it.
It was the Chase.
Really?
I've never seen Fear and Loathing. No.
Not a fan of like Gilliam, or you just
No,
happen to not see it?
No, I am. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Okay.
It's one of those movies that's just like, it's just for years, like 16 Candles is another one. I've actually never seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just like, it's like, I know I should, and I just haven't.
It seems like everybody has that list, and funny how things like that come up, and then people are like, "Really, you've never saw that?" But then you start barking off the ones you never saw, and realize we're all hypocrites.
He was in Back to the Future 2 and 3.
Oh yeah,
Son-in-Law.
He was the one that got McFly fired, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was an appropriate casting. He played Slimy just perfectly.
Well, that also like was before Red Hot Chili Peppers was a thing, though, right?
Look what else he was in, Dave.
It was like early 90s. Yeah. Oh shit, really?
Yeah, that Emilio Estevez.
Shit, I'm gonna make me have to go. Well, maybe. Didn't we talk about might slip this into our next anthology episode?
Yeah.
But yeah, he's in Fear and Loathing probably half as long as he is in Psycho, but a way better part.
So that's what you do. You get like really bit parts in like great movies, so your resume looks amazing.
Oh yeah.
But you're really just like an extra on all of them.
And who was it? Was it Macy or it might have been Forrester? When when everybody was getting cast for the movie, and one of them's like, "Oh, let me see the script," and they hand him the original script. It was just like, all right, there must have been some kind of mix-up, like where he had to be like specifically oh no, we're using this script again.
Let's go watch the movie. Come back later.
So funny story. Colleen never watched the original 1960 version of Psycho, nor did she see the 1998. So when I went to go back and do the rewatch, she watched the whole entire thing. And I didn't get her opinion on it and her thoughts on it.
The original one?
No,
Oh, the remake.
the remake.
Remake.
She refuses to watch anything in black and white.
So
That's like half a cinema.
so she won't watch.
like that you're missing.
She won't watch Clerks.
No.
What about Sin City? That can be a good middle ground.
That bitch. What if it's graphic novel black and white?
I feel like that was like The Bride. It's like some of it was like black and white and shit.
So does she like just like?
She doesn't like watching old
So
movies.
does she only like good Edward Norton in American History X?
Another movie she's never watched.
No
But-
Young Frankenstein.
No.
But she'll
She-
watch Blazing Saddles.
She's never. Well, no, she's not a fan of old movies. Period. It's just that she doesn't mind watching stuff.
Wait, she's not a
if I
fan
have
of
to
old
watch it.
movies while she's on her period, or were you just like really?
I honestly, and no joke, actually, I think a great kind of a compromise movie for that would be Pleasantville.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that would actually
With William H. Macy?
be and Joan Allen. Is that Joan Allen? Yeah, that was Joan Allen. Was the mom?
I think she's watched that.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be a good compromise.
Was that Heather Graham?
No, it was Reese Witherspoon
Reese
Yeah,
Witherspoon.
Reese.
and Tobey Maguire.
Okay. I mixed that one up with
I saw that at the Echo Multiplex.
what was it? The one?
Is Don Knotts in that? Was he the repair guy?
I don't remember.
I've seen that movie a couple times.
What was the one with Brendan Fraser?
Blast from the Past?
Blast from the Past.
Yeah.
That was it.
But no, I feel like that's a great like middle ground. It's like, hey, it's like kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
black and white, but-
yeah, but she just can't. She doesn't like.
I feel like
movies.
I feel like she wouldn't care about that movie because it's like
No.
98.
And it's Elle from Legally Blonde.
Listen, it's not everyone's.
Just tell her this is the prequel, Legally Black and White.
Anne Heche was the only person in the cast who had never seen Psycho before being cast as Marion Crane.
That's stupid.
And from what I heard, she stuck with that just so she wouldn't feel swayed, even though the point of her being in the movie was to recreate.
Here are some that were considered for the role of Norman Bates: Tobey Maguire, Christian Bale, Henry Thomas, Joaquin Phoenix.
Henry Thomas would have been funny because he did play Norman.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was going to say Henry Thomas of Psycho 4.
for the beginning. Yeah.
But what was he doing? So that would have been before, because I just rewatched actually Gangs of New York, and Henry Thomas was in there, so he probably could have.
Think about Tobey Maguire, Christian Bale, Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, these are
Of them,
of those three.
Toby, I could see because he could play that boy next door.
Joaquin, I'd
I
be
think
curious.
Christian Bale as like Patrick Bateman too much. Like I don't know.
No, right. I would think Joaquin would nail it. I think he would.
Yeah,
I guess he was in Joker. He was kind of channeling that.
Yeah.
With the non.
He was
Joker
crazy, yeah.
part.
He was a little-
with the mom.
yeah.
And so yeah, I guess
But
Yeah,
if he
young
did do that, I feel like he wouldn't have got the role of Joker.
young Joaquin Phoenix would have been pretty good because that would be like Gladiator. Joaquin Phoenix like that age and
Signs.
he
What
was-
was Signs? 2000? So I've been a couple
2000,
years later. It's just kind of getting.
so yeah, yeah. I mean, I can see that. I mean, because in Gladiator he kind of played like, I mean, obviously he played more of like a almost cartoony villain, but he had that whiny, kind of thing going down. He could have pulled it off.
but I think that's what made it great was he, well, Perkins at least, he never played it crazy.
That's why I think honestly, Tobey Maguire might be the one I would actually pick of this specific lineup.
The only reason I'm not saying
Christian Bale's too intense.
And again, this being like right, if he looked anything like he did, because I heard he did work out a little bit for American Psycho and all, but he doesn't look nerdy enough.
Yeah,
You need
even
that.
though he is a dork in that movie, but
Yeah.
he's not dorky in the sense of like a Norman Bates.
You like Huey Lewis in the News?
But like I look at Tobey Maguire as like Peter Parker, like that's essentially kind of what Norman Bates really was.
Yeah,
But
but I feel like Joaquin could have just nailed that.
Oh yeah, acting wise,
Yeah.
Joaquin is the better actor, but like
I mean, Toby.
I'm so
Toby was
used-
right.
I'm so used to him as like again Gladiator.
Mhm.
Even Joker is just more heightened version of that. Again, he has that intensity that like I said with Christian Bale. You got to play that boy next door, and I don't buy Joaquin.
Oh, I wouldn't.
as
I
that.
wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll.
Yeah, nah, Bale.
Yeah, but,
as much as I
Bale,
love
no.
him,
Bale, definitely no.
But Toby, I'm just picturing now at the end of the shower scene, and he's sitting there with the
Cleaning up,
knife
yeah.
hanging out of her fucking torso, and like, oops, how did that get in there? And then at the end when they had the mommy reveal, and then he comes walking in doing the Spider-Man 3 fucking dance.
Nicole Kidman and Drew Barrymore were also considered for the role of Marion Crane.
How funny would that have been if
Nicole
Drew
Kidman.
Barrymore and Henry Thomas got the parts?
Yeah, it would have been an ET reunion.
And make Mother Dee Wallace. Just put her in the fruit cellar.
Okay.
Do the voice is Dee Wallace.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool.
Have the older brother as Sam Loomis.
And they got Donald Pleasance.
And then have E.T. as Arbogast.
It says ET.
Actually, now I want to see E.T.
As he's falling
as
down
Marion
the-
Crane.
I just
The curtain comes open. Ah!
Yeah,
as he's going down the stairwell.
he would fall like he fell in the Atari game. At the time of the film's release, it was felt by some critics that Vince Vaughn and Viggo Mortensen should have switched roles. No.
When I think of Viggo Mortensen,
You think I'm breaking his foot on?
I think of him, yeah, like he's like that. He has that like gruff, like kind of that Clint Eastwood kind of gruff thing.
Yeah.
Like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, yes, I can picture Viggo Mortensen playing in that.
Yeah, I didn't buy him in this.
Yeah, I don't see him as the boy next, store that they're trying. Like I said, my pick would have been Matt Damon, or Tobey Maguire.
We talking for Sam or for Norman?
Oh, I'm still going Norman. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, well, no, because they said his role should have been switched.
Oh,
so that's why I was
okay.
saying like that. I would have picked like Damon.
Because now I almost want to see now Matt Damon playing Sam in this.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good enough actor. I think he could.
I think he would have been a better Sam than Viggo. This is Viggo.
Honestly, I think Mark Wahlberg is, if he didn't have that Boston accent, maybe, but like as like
For what role?
For what, Norman?
Loomis.
Loomis.
Oh, okay.
Loomis, like you said, I think he has to have more bigger stature than Norman.
Yeah,
Loomis
and
has-
again, and Vince Vaughn's pretty
Vince Vaughn
fucking
would
tall.
probably would have
So-
been actually decent. Maybe Loomis.
So it was just seeing the two in the original movie.
Michael Clark Duncan.
I'm just tired, mother.
Just change it up.
New coming soon on Netflix.
Michael Clark Duncan as Sam Loomis.
That's fucked up.
He was alive then.
Yeah, if it was a few years later, then he could have played mother.
I gotta pay my ex-wife. Gotta pay my
My
alimony.
baby mama. But yeah, like I said, that whole confrontation at the end when when he's trying to stall Norman and all, there was like this intimidation in the original movie.
Yeah.
Not only the fact that he was just like he started grilling them, but like just looking at them next to each other. Sam looked intimidating. I didn't buy it at all in this one. Like Vaughn's just standing there like, bink. All right, little man. And his acting alone wasn't enough to intimidate. So not to downplay him, it's just that role wasn't right for him.
None of these roles were right for anybody.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's a lie.
I'm starting to think this might have to go in with the whole silence thing.
I'm
Like,
starting to
what
think
would-
this movie's not good.
The 1998 version?
Yeah.
All right, this has all been one big elaborate prank. This has been actually a hot takes episode. 1998 Psycho was not good.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, the same assholes that I think the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre is. It's just as good or better than the original. Go back to your mom's basement and shut the fuck up.
I don't know who this guy is, but once in a while I'll see this guy come up and go on some kind of like rant on Facebook. Yes, again, Facebook. But every one of his videos, like he'll rant about somebody, and at the end of it, he was just like, "All right, yeah, see you all later. Get fucked, cunts." It's like I'm just starting.
So the 2003 Texas Chainsaw was the first Texas Chainsaw that I had saw. I did not see the 1974 version. 74.
Yeah.
For you.
Yeah. I didn't.
You know
see
what else came out in 1974?
You?
Yeah, it's the inspiration for It's Alive. It's actually
I had a biopic right out of the womb.
yeah, it's actually a documentary.
I'm glad that no one's tried to do this again in the movie format. I'm not talking about the TV show because the TV show really
Well, that's its own thing.
it's its own
Yeah,
thing, but
yeah.
it was more of a prequel.
I think
That's why
they also paid respect to the material though. The show. They didn't felt disrespectful. I felt with that movie. They actually Freddie Highmore clearly studied Anthony Perkins and stuff like that, and the look is very reminiscent to the original movie. So they actually they paid homage. They respected the material enough that is fine. Like I said, I don't think people are gonna try to remake it. What's the point? Also, Psycho belongs on probably a TV show. I don't think people would pay to go see a Psycho movie right now in theaters. I don't think honestly people enough care.
No, I think the
I
series
care.
was,
We care, but
Yeah.
the majority of the
but
populace.
the people who actually had that kind of money to go.
yeah,
movie
I don't
theater.
think they would.
And that's the only reason why I want to believe that thing I heard where Gus claims that he made it to prove that nobody should try to do a remake. That's the only reason I desperately
yeah, but I
wanna
think it
believe
comes
that.
down to doing a remake shot for shot.
That's the problem. If he just remade it and did his own
You're trying.
thing,
Yes, correct. I think it's a different story.
Yeah.
And even though I genuinely do believe that it was just the hubris of the time, it was like, look, I could do anything, including it. But I desperately want to believe he was doing that to prove a point. Because even if you it was a carbon copy. Yes, you look at it, it was the same fucking movie. but it was nowhere near as good. There was some generation.
No, because you're basically sitting there trying to compare I wonder if you're a big fan. Now this movie comes out in '98. Okay, you're a huge fan of the Alfred Hitchcock's 1960 movie Psycho.
Yeah.
Now you go into the theater, right? Now it's like you're sitting there and you're like, if I'm going to the movies to go see that, I'm watching this and I know that this is line for line and shot for shot, I'm fucking bored. Like, what the fuck? There's nothing intriguing here.
And you know it's gonna happen. And it's like, if I know it's gonna happen, I must just go watch the original.
Exactly.
It's like, okay, cool. This one's just like,
Would you not feel the same way? That's like if I went to go watch Return of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it. I'm like, this is the same fucking lines. It's shot for shot.
I have felt this way actually when I went on a date to go see the live action Lion King, and I felt exactly that way. I'd be like, what the fuck? I'm just watching the first movie, and it's not as good.
Right.
So I have felt that way, and it sucks. And I'm just like, oh, I wish I had my money back and saw something else.
Yeah. To me, and I look at this and a fan of the 1960 version, rewatching the 98. Now I don't remember too much.
Well, it's also
about I don't remember when I was a kid watching the 98 version. I remember watching it somewhere down the line, and
I
was
might have
just
actually seen the remake before the original.
And that's usually how shit happens.
Yeah. Also, it's just something with just like, again, that story of the first movie. Like it was kind of an underdog movie. I think a big selling point of that original movie was the controversy of like, oh my God, like this movie, that moral panic and all. And like, yeah, by 98, you don't really have that. I mean,
that's already gone.
Yeah. It's like that. So you don't even have that to go off of. Again, it's not really shocking. Another good point I saw in a video where they're like, is the cleanup scene after the shower murder.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the original one, it is slow, but it's because it's supposed to, it's made from the 60s. So basically the reason why it's slow is because it's supposed to give the audience enough time to like calm down. Well, 98, the shower scene, the murder happens. So the scene just comes off boring.
It's very boring.
Yeah. And if you look at like intense, it like, yeah, it just doesn't make sense. So it's just a waste. And like I said, I think there could be a good remake of Psycho. And like I said, I'm not even against a remake of Psycho. And I think it could happen, but this is just not the way to do it. Again, it just doesn't make sense.
I do like the box cover for it, 98.
Yeah, the marketing, like promotion stuff, like the artwork stuff is great. I like I said, I love that poster. I think it's better than the original poster. And like you had Gus Van Sant, I don't know if you've seen many of his movies, but like he's a good director. Like really, this is only the really dark spot he has. All his other movies are pretty good, but he's more of like an indie director, which is like probably not. You know what? No, actually, I can understand because I don't know if you ever seen To Die For with Nicole Kidman.
No.
Yeah, great, but that's more. It's like a crime movie. It's not. It's more of a thriller. It's not like a horror movie or anything, but very Hitchcock kind of style suspense movie. So once I saw that, I'm like, okay, this makes sense why they would let someone like this do that. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. I think, like you said, I think now he kind of like not regrets it, but he kind of understands. Like, yeah, I kind of understand why maybe I screwed up there. And I think, again, coming off that high of the Good Will Hunting money and awards and stuff like that, it's kind of just like, I'm invincible. I'm just gonna do whatever I want and do this. And listen, he has balls. Like I like to give it to him. And like, hey, I'm gonna tackle Psycho. And you know what? Cool. You know what? He did.
I give him credit that he kind of nailed the scene shot for shot.
Yeah. The thing is, I get the theory behind it. And all. Like, I'm not gonna say like he came into this completely blind. Like, and he probably knew that like the reaction. It's just a lose-lose situation because you got one half that the people have seen Psycho and are like, well, this isn't as good, and then you got the other half that hasn't seen Psycho and they're like, this is boring.
Yeah.
Like, we're in the Scream era at this time. No one gives a shit about Psycho.
No, it's like way past.
Yeah, it's like I Know What You Did Last Summer, Urban Legends, Scream, Blair Witch is like the next year. Like we're in that like new wave horror. And it's not something like when you see like 80s remakes of 50s movies where it's like night and day of what they are, like again, The Fly, The Blob, The Thing, it's very, the way movie making is, they're very different where like between the 90s and the 60s there is obviously a difference, but it's a lot of it. The whole art of the movie making is way closer, you know?
Yeah.
Also, again, Psycho's not like a B-level sci-fi movie. It's an Alfred Hitchcock suspense horror movie.
Mhm.
So it's very, it's apples to oranges. And I guess I get what he was going for. I just think he failed miserably. I'm not going to say it's not bad moments, just funny moments. I don't know if they're intentional. Hey, let's have Vince Vaughn masturbate to the hole in the wall.
I think that's one of the moments we remember from The Difference. It's one of the ones that sticks out.
But
For me, it's that and the weird editing of the shower scene where it cuts to like a sky.
Oh, yeah.
It has like weird cuts in between the stabbing cuts.
Same thing with the stairwell.
Yeah.
And there was never an explanation to any of that.
That was weird.
I think that was just artsy, just for the sake of artsy, to be honest. I just really think that's all that was.
But again, I keep hearing like, the jerk off scene. I thought I heard that was actually in the book.
I think it was, yeah.
Obviously, I would have no fucking clue, but I've heard at least two different people mention.
Yeah, he's definitely, again, he's more of a creep in the book. Also, I hate the design of the mother persona with the blonde wig. And I don't know, I just prefer the look of the original, the ponytail hair. It's just more, I don't know, it's just, I don't know if they're just trying to make it like, oh, this is what a 90s, like an old mom in that time in the 90s would look like, maybe, but like, I don't know, it just comes off like a parody almost, like, the blonde hair is just weird to me. I think it's more that blonde hair than I would say the pink, was it robe he's wearing?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like the him as mother look.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Not the rotting body in the cellar, but
I'm still actually bothered also. Yeah, the more I think about it, right out of the gate in the beginning, December 11th, 1998. It's like, why did you have to specify the year? Like, who gives a shit? They didn't specify the year in the original one.
I think it's a thing of like this ain't the original one, which no shit.
But he did manage to pull off the shot that Hitchcock wasn't capable.
I wonder if they're like, hey, are you remaking this as like a period piece and it takes place in the 60s? Or are you remaking it to be modern in the 90s? And I wonder if that's like his like way of saying like, hey, it looks like the 60s ones, but it doesn't take place in the 60s.
So they probably saved a ton of money, so they just left it modernized the way it was shot.
Because I guess that was actually big when Bates Motel, the show's coming out. I was a little confused because
when I saw Norman with a flip phone.
Yeah. Well, once I saw that, I realized. But like when the trailers are coming out, I'm like, so does this take place in the 50s or what is this? And then when they showed like the first scene with like an iPod and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, and it is a very good way of saying like, no, this is modern, but it does look like, it's not like old houses don't exist now,
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is. It's just like they're like, we're gonna do a shot for shot. We want it to look like the 60s, but again, it doesn't take place in the 60s, and I think that's just kind of why they did that. Again, I don't know that's why, but if I had to guess,
does he at least get the credit for being able to pull off that opening shot that Hitchcock didn't have the budget for?
Oh yeah, I would. I actually would say when you watch like other videos of people critiquing the movie and all, like a lot of people say like on a technical basis, like it's fine. It's good. He can shoot a movie like. And that's one of the few things where he actually does something new with it. Well, I guess the cinematographer kind of did it, but again, it's just there's not many instances where it's doing that.
Yeah,
I think it's cool. It's like a nod, be like, oh, he couldn't do it, but we'll do it for him now, and like that's cool.
And didn't he go to Hitchcock's daughter for like her blessing?
Yeah,
before even diving in. Although I get the feeling you would have done it.
But like,
anyway.
she really has a sound mind. When people get to a certain age,
You're saying she went psycho when she okayed it?
Well, he was probably trying to keep her at bay because I'm sure she probably was like in charge of the estate or something. Because I think that actually was like they had to kind of ask, I don't know, permission. Because I would assume if Hitchcock, from all the headaches and the problems he had to deal with the making of this movie, I assume he did a George Lucas and was like, well, if you're not going to have trust in me, I want to have like the rights to this movie.
Yeah.
I want to. No,
yeah, what was it? He got 60% of the
that's
back
what George
end?
Lucas did. They're like, well, you don't have faith in the movie. Fine, I'll take on the rights and I'll take on all the merchandising. That's why he became a billionaire.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Howard the Duck.
I'm sure he did that too.
Yeah.
That's why he had to probably do Phantom Menace. But that's the
Howard the Duck finance.
I would assume from the financial stuff and all the problems, like Hitchcock was like, whoa, like listen, if this thing becomes a hit and I was right the whole time, I need like some stakes. I would be very shocked if he wasn't like, hey, I own the rights or something like that, or own a majority or something.
Yeah.
This is part of my estate now. Because once you buy the film rights from a book, I think they're just like yours. And actually, I'm assuming he bought the film rights for the book, not the studio.
No, from what I heard, he sent.
Because I believe Universal just distributed it. They didn't really do much with it.
Yeah, from what I heard, he had a guy where he could, whenever he wanted to acquire something like that, he had a guy who would anonymously do it on his behalf. He bought it for, I think it was like $9,000.
Yeah.
Bought the rights to adapt the book.
Yeah. So
But I don't know if he bought the rights to the book itself or.
Well, the film rights, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
usually
don't know
buy
how any of that shit
I think you
works.
buy the film rights. You don't buy like the whole IP.
Yeah.
Like like Harry Potter, J.K. Rowling, like she still owns Harry Potter, but like Warner Brothers has the film rights.
Yeah.
I think it's like that kind of situation. Case in point, or big man with the hockey mask. That's the whole legal battle behind everything. So,
and it was never a fucking book to begin with.
yeah, Sean Cunningham just ripped off the movie and is milking the cow until he's dead.
And I still don't know who the fuck owns what. And
Well,
I kind of don't care.
It's I think it's like one party owns Jason, but one party owns Friday the 13th.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's kind of it's the Chucky had the same situation where that's why they remade Child's Play, and it was like different because like Don Mancini has the rights to like the sequels and like the Chucky story, but like
That's why they called it
Child's
Chucky.
Play
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's why they say Bride of Chucky, not Child's Play 4.
Yeah.
It's the same same thing, and so that's what it is, like who owns it, and everybody wants a piece of the pie, and of course Sean Cunningham is going to be like, well, I created it, even though
Well, that's why they did. What was it? You had
Jason X and Jason Goes to
Jason.
Hell.
Yeah, Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah, when
Jason
New Line
X.
took over, it became Jason.
And then
movies.
Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah, and that's you can get away, So I don't think Psycho has that. I think USA, was Bates Motel, and I don't know if that was an affiliate of Universal.
I don't think it was. I thought it was like A&A or something.
I don't know, and I don't know what they're affiliate. I mean, we're going down a rabbit hole of who owns what at this point, but
And here's, as far as I'm concerned, as long as good content's being put out, I don't give a fuck who owns what.
it's
Just
also
as long as they do right by the IP.
I think it also comes down again when also we have a book. It's very muddy because it's like Frankenstein. It's like I can't make a Frankenstein movie that looks like the Boris Karloff, but I can make a Frankenstein movie that goes based off the book.
Yeah.
So I think Psycho might not. Psycho's not public domain in the books, but like you can just be like, oh, well, I'm adapting the book. I'm not doing.
Yeah.
Clearly it's based off the movie, but again, I don't know. Everyone owns everything. I don't know.
Except us.
We don't own shit.
We could have if Dan didn't open his mouth with that karaoke.
Karaoke turns into bad karaoke.
I would invest a nice $100 and then come back to collect. What Eli Roth does it? Can I do it?
You can backdoor your way into owning the rights to your idea.
Then everybody's going to watch it. It's funny because it's coming out on Tubi. And I made the reference of like, those Tubi movies.
Speaking of which, did you see the announcement that Swine and Dine is now available on Fossum TV?
I saw that.
Myself, you have to watch that.
You need to watch Swine and Dine.
I know. No, I'm too busy watching Ray Harryhausen movies on my spare time.
I mean,
like the rabbit hole.
I'll give you at least, there was, a cultural relevance to his movies, or not.
Yeah,
That's not the right.
yeah, and like I actually have like like you guys like the 80s cheese. Like I love like 50s like sci-fi like Space Invaders movie. Like I just think they're fun.
Plan 9.
Yeah. And it makes you appreciate movies, something like Mars Attacks. It's just like I get what they're referencing.
Yeah.
But like, I love those 50s, like even like the original Blob and The Thing and stuff. Like I have a short spot. It's like a soft spot for that kind of movie.
You have a soft spot for movies made before I was born.
I just think they're fun. It's
What's the movie with
Right.
What's the movie with Donald Sutherland?
Oh, Body Snatchers?
Yeah, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I like the original.
the original and the remake. They're both
Yeah.
great. A perfect example of a remake and the original where they both exist. Both are great. Like
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
So like and
You got Leonard Nimoy. I mean, come on.
yeah, it wasn't in a very young Jeff Goldblum.
We talking Death Wish, Jeff Gold? Goddamn rich cunt.
No, we're talking about was it Transylvania 65000?
Jeez.
I don't even.
What's
I saw that movie, but I don't remember
What's-
a goddamn thing about it.
what's her face is in it too? What was that? Was that 78? No, 1978's Invasion of the Body
Invasion.
Snatchers. What's
Yeah.
her face? From Scary Movie 2 in the beginning.
From Alien. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. I forget her name.
Cartwright?
Yeah, I think it's Cartwright or
I was gonna say Nancy Cartwright, but
It's
that's
not Nancy
Bart
Cartwright.
Simpson.
We've had enough Simpsons talk this month.
Veronica Cartwright.
Yeah, I
there
know.
you go.
All right.
Yeah, she was at a convention.
Alien.
One of the best.
Veronica.
One of the creepiest endings to I think is sci-fi or in horror.
Yeah, I remember watching the original, the OG one, and I was like, all right. And then I saw the 78 version before I saw the. When was the original one?
Was it 53?
Well, it's also like again, it's also another thing of
1956.
and it's like another thing of like the times, in the 50s, invasion. It's talking about communism and the commies coming to get you. In the 80s, in the 70s, it's more it's more the time of like what's going on.
The drugs are starting to wear off.
Well, it's like the capitalism.
Drugs are bad. Okay.
The beginning of big corporate capitalism and stuff like that and everything. So, again, a reason why a remake would be warranted is the different times. On our last episode, I don't know if you talked about it, I was like, hey, what if they remade Return of the Living Dead? And I said, well, the only way in my head that makes sense to remake it is you got to take away the 80s rock and make it more like what's going on in music now, because that would make the most sense if you're going to make a modern telling of that story. And I think done in the right way, it can be a situation where you got these two movies doing of what's going on in that time, and both can be great. You take whatever,
Demi Moore falls and she spills a vial. And then somebody, cleans it up, and now they're infected.
We learned in the past few years, Demi's not opposed to Full Frontal still. So,
did you know?
Is it the I Spit on Your Grave?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I wonder if Dave knew that.
I did recently hear it.
Yeah, It was on.
I randomly found that out like 2 days ago.
So it was on the last drive-in had I Spit on Your Grave, and I'd never watched it before, and then I watched it, and he had just met Camille Keaton like I don't know last year at one of the convention.
Probably last year, yeah.
And they talk about that's like the #1 revenge movie, and
it's definitely probably the most famous one,
right? And I'd like to until that time, until I watched it a few weeks ago on the last drive-in.
Mm-hmm.
I never really had any desire to watch it, and I was like, all right, I'll watch it. And that was pretty fucked up hardcore.
Yeah, that's
the original one you're talking.
Yeah, because
I thot the remake and some of the sequels of that were actually not bad. Actually, the remake I almost found more satisfying than the original.
Well, what was that, 2010 they made that?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, so it's more sensitized, more, the torture porn era. So it's probably, around that same time as the remake of Last House on the Left. And, there's also MPAA ratings and all, not too much in the 70s.
But no, like I said, in a sense, I thought the remake was almost more brutal.
I think that's not the correct one.
No, it's not. I was just curious.
So wait, the one I saw was a remake?
Yeah, I think I found it was like, so every year I make like, as I watch horror movies throughout the year, I have like this like, oh, what am I going to, a couple months out from October. So I try to put like kind of a watch list of stuff I haven't seen that like October. And that is like, because I'm like, I saw all the big names. I saw A, B, C, and D, C, D, E tiers, and I'm like
C, D, E, T.
So I Spit on Your Grave was one, and that's like one. And I probably will, but like, I think I said it's hard to me to watch anything involving like sexual violence. It's just for me, it's like it's weird. It's not weird. It's just
it's not your thing.
It's too much.
Not your thing.
I do think there are good like Revenge. Corley Forges, who did The Substance, her first movie, she did a rape revenge, and that I was actually fine, but she shot it in a way where it wasn't like an exploitation movie. You don't see it, at all. It's because it's not the point. There are good ones.
What about Irreversible? What's your
I've actually never seen it. I know of it. I haven't seen it.
I just saw it this year for the first time, and
but here's the thing. I think I can watch that because overall, when you look into the Spin in Your Grave, people don't consider that a good movie. People do consider Irreversible a good movie, and it has some artistic merit to it and all. I know that's objective of what you're looking into. I can kind of get behind something like if it's made like example, The Entity. I know it's a ghost, sexually assaulting someone, but in that subject matter, and that movie did freak me out when I did watch it. And I watched that one a couple of years ago. And it does freak me out because I'm like, holy crap! Like it'd be better if it was just a person because I can just kill that person.
Yeah,
and it does like freak you out. But because the movie's so well made and Barbara Hershey is a very good actress, and like I can kind of
Strange Darling Barbara Hershey.
But like I can get through it. Where like Spin in Your Grave is way more exploitative. I heard like the rape scene's like 20 minutes.
It's on and off, but somebody I follow did like stopwatch the actual abuse parts, and yeah, it came out to like 22, 23 minutes.
That's where I'm like, okay, I don't know. And again, but listen, it's all subjective.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and
I mean, you watch Martyrs, right?
Yeah, but there wasn't sexual violence in that.
No, it's just disturbing violence going on for that long.
I understand
I don't know. I guess it's whatever you can take.
Yeah, I know I'm on like a different level. Like I'm not normal, but I'm not saying what happens in this is easy to watch. But I think the fact that, spoilers, not only does she
She gets her revenge.
persevere, like rise above it and get her shit back together. But to me, watching how much shit she dealt with made the revenge part that much more satisfying.
Right. See, if I had a time machine, I would take that movie and go to Universal and be like, let Al make his movie. Unless you look at this. Just make him do the mommy boy movie, okay? Trust me, it can be worse.
This is what comes out over the next like 20 years.
Yeah, thanks, Al.
But like I said, the remake of I Spit on Your Grave was almost as brutal, but on the other hand, I think the revenge part of it was almost
I don't know.
more
it's weird
so.
because I watched Last House on the Left more than once, and I was like kind of fine with it. It still freaked me out, but like I don't know. I can't tell you why, but like again, I do think probably if I'd never seen I Spit on Your Grave. If I had to compare that to Last House on the Left, I would assume probably Last House on the Left is the better made movie with Wes Craven. So maybe that has something to do with it. But also, I think it's also that one's different because I've seen interviews with Wes Craven. Wes Craven's a very nice man. And he was an English teacher.
Just a twisted imagination.
He isn't trying to be. I'm Eli Roth. Yeah, let's watch the blood. I love pieces. And he's not doing that bullshit.
You're pretty on point with that one.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not. Wes Craven has he's like, hey, I'm doing this for a reason. I understand I'm pushing the envelope, and like again, I've heard nothing but sweet things. Like, I can listen to Robert Englund talk about Wes Craven all day. Like it's it's like it's not same thing with Heather Langenkamp the same way. It's just Wes has always been. Anyone that's worked with Wes Craven has loved him, and I think that's also
he's very much admired.
Yeah, and that's also another reason why I can watch some of the Last House on the Left because I know that about him. Like, yes, he made this messed up movie, but I don't think he was trying to hurt anyone making that movie.
Yeah, he has a dark twist.
Maybe I don't know.
He has a dark, twisted imagination, but that there's still
I know nothing about this guy
behind
who made this movie. You know what? Maybe that's why people saw Psycho because they trusted in Alfred Hitchcock.
Full circle.
Like the circling of Marion's fucking eyeball after she dies.
Yeah.
That nice little cut from circling the drain to circling her undilated pupil.
Poking her.
Although that does bother me. Again, I see it being more effective at the time, but the fact that there was like almost no blood, like she falls over and like there's not even a scratch. Or like when she slid down the wall, you thought there would have been like a little smudge of chocolate or something.
That's also, and a lot of people talk about that as like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Halloween thing, where it's like you think you saw something so violent, but it actually wasn't.
Yeah, you see it going down the drain, but and there's a little smudge on the side of the tub.
Well,
outside of that, there's like nothing.
And when you slow it down, like the knife is like here.
Oh yeah. You see like.
You don't see it penetrating through the flesh or anything. Yeah,
but it wasn't until recently that I realized how, like, they're showing him swinging. I'm sorry, they're showing Mother swinging, and it's like not even close. Just going like.
I do think if someone remade it today, they would just show the straight up stabs and murder.
Oh yeah, they would show the knife actually.
Well, the MPAA got involved, and that was the cut down version you saw in 1960.
Yeah. I think if they remade it now, it would be the woman, whoever would play that girl it would show the nudity. I think.
Yeah, you would see you would see open wounds.
You would see like the actual gore. I think if someone remade it, which you know what, it's something new.
Well,
it is kind of just like, hey, what if this was made, like an A24 violent style, like I said, something new, unlike what 98 did.
Mike Flanagan's Psycho.
I will say actually with the 98 Psycho is a positive. I do think some of the scenes, the cuts with the stabbing, does seem more intense. There's like a couple cuts where like it is boom, like there's a lot more weight into the stab.
Slightly better aim.
Yeah,
and I think it comes with there's also a 30-year difference between filming and how they were able to interpret it.
Yeah,
using the
I also
camera.
think they added sound effect. They also added sound effects.
It was a little more than 30 years.
38.
Well, I guess aside of the Ed Gein connection, do you think Toby took a cue from that as well? Having the other movie that you think is one of the goriest movies of all time, and yet it has what, a half gallon of blood total?
I mean, I'm sure.
Its entire red. Like I'm wondering if that was a conscious thing as well. Like, oh yeah, Psycho got away with this reputation with pretty much no blood, and like I wonder
sure
if he
you
was
can.
actually consciously thinking of that. I don't know.
You can get away with a lot of stuff, specifically in horror movies. I mean, look at some of Night of the Living Dead. Night of the Living Dead isn't gory. The only time it gets
Yeah.
gory is when they're eating the bodies, but it's like clearly chicken.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But like, but again, shot in black and white, so you can't tell. It's
Yeah, that
gore,
helps
but
a lot.
Even when they get shot, there's like no blood or anything.
Yeah, it's just
I think the goriest death is when she has the garden trowel. Or not a garden trowel. It's like where you do like cement and in the mom in the basement is probably the most gory, and really I think that has more to do with the sound effects.
Mhm.
Not so much because really the only blood is like it's like on her mouth, I think.
Yeah.
But that's like another example. Yeah, it's just, I think up until I would say probably up until Friday the 13th, I think horror is a lot more bloodless.
yeah.
I think Friday the 13th is kind of maybe Dawn of the Dead, that late 70s, like Dawn of the Dead and Zombie, I'm sure probably helped. But I think Friday the 13th was probably what blew it up and was like, okay, we're just going to make it's now special effects.
Yeah.
But I think that time from like the 60s to 70s, I think horror was a lot more
Clever shooting and editing.
it was more psychological and more, playing on you. Hell, Rosemary's Baby is another example. It's like you don't even see that baby. You just see Mia Farrow reacting to the baby.
I did not sit and watch that movie until it was like 99 or 2000 before I ever actually watched it. And yeah,
that one, please don't give a dime to that movie. Please actually torrent that and download it because fuck Roman Polanski. So everybody, if you want to watch it.
It actually might have been before I
don't
was
pay a cent.
aware of his thing, but I think I bought it, on VHS at Sam Goody.
Listen, like,
some shit.
whatever. It is
But,
what it is. I have the Blu-ray. I'm sure I gave him money, but like, no, if anyone's seeking out, don't pay a dime to it. Download it. That guy should not get a fucking penny.
Oh no. But yeah, going into that, I knew enough of its reputation. Like, yeah, I had no fucking clue. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, there's like 2 minutes left of the movie. Like, all right, let's see the kid. Let's
Where's
see
this
the kid.
baby?
Like, I had no idea that they never shown it.
Again, they'll start it with Psycho.
How would you rate the first one and the remake?
Well, I think we know how we would rank the two movies.
No, we already know
I think
that.
I was gonna say right.
Out of 10. Out of 10.
yeah,
how would you
Out
rate
of
it?
10. I mean, it's like an 8.59 for me. It's not a perfect 10.
I was leaning around an 8.
I'm for the original, I'm like an 8.5.
Yeah, it's somewhere. It might be a little bit high just because just how much I just really love
Right,
it. So, and again, for what it has literally done for horror, it's up there. It pushes up to a 9. So it's probably 8.5 like you, but more towards like a 9. So if you want to say 8.7, sure,
And the remake,
Like a 5.
I feel like it's a 4.5 for me.
Yeah, it might be a little bit lower for me, like 4. I do generally think there was. We make the joke it's a shot-for-shot remake. I do think there actually was effort. I think sometimes it is harder to replicate something.
Oh yeah, and I think he did a good job at that.
So I can't sit here and shit on it too much. I think there's a lot worse remakes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's how I kind of put in my ranking.
Yeah.
Like,
I wouldn't even say it's like any of the worst remakes, really. I think it's more just in the middle of the road for me.
right.
I feel nothing about it. Like, I don't hate it. I don't like it. I don't love it. I don't despise it. I just kind of,
It was made.
it came and it went.
It kind of like the joke we made before we were recording with
Did nothing different than Force Awakens did.
where would you rank Force Awakens as far as remakes?
Stays close to the original.
How we were talking about the
How would you rank all the Star Wars movies?
Favorite or like what's my favorite?
5, 4, 6.
'Cause here's the thing.
7.
What do I think is the best is not necessarily my favorite. My favorite is Revenge of the Sith, but I think the best one is Empire Strikes Back, if that makes sense.
I really like Revenge of the Sith. Out of the original, the first 3 episodes, 1, 2, and 3, hands down, Revenge of the Sith, I fucking enjoy the shit out of. As a kid growing up, I was a huge fan of A New Hope.
I mean, yeah, I feel like a lot of people usually go between Empire and New Hope when they say like.
And then
what's
Force
that?
Awakens, I feel like.
Yeah, if I went for enjoyment, I would go. Let's see, 5, 4, 6, 3, 2, 7, 8, 1, 9.
90108.
For our lives to be over.
Yeah, I think you nailed it, Dave.
Yeah. Well, technically, of the main 9. So
Yeah,
there's
so
still 3 other movies:
of the saga.
Mandalorian, Solo, and Rogue One.
Yeah, I
If you don't count those.
yeah, I was gonna say I'm going by
Yeah,
the but
because Rogue One's great. I like Rogue One.
I like Rogue One if they like chopped that battle scene at the end in half. It just went way too fucking long.
yeah, I'd probably put that somewhere right in the middle.
Double feature.
Rogue One.
We'll watch Obi-Wan Kenobi and the remake of Psycho and have a flea marathon.
Ooh. Again, in the words of the great Jay Mewes. Ooh.
I almost said Point Break, but that was Anthony Kiedis, not Flea.
Yeah. But then we could all bring it around to where we had both of them in the chase.
Heard it here, folks. Great double feature: Psycho and The Chase.
How do you think Charlie Sheen would have done as a Norman Bates?
That's too real. We'll do that's the really dark joke. I was like, yeah, we'll do Charlie Sheen as Norman Bates, and then we'll do Corey Haim as Marion Crane.
All right, yeah, that was pretty fucking dark.
And I guess Feldman can be Loomis.
Because I think that's what it was. He was jealous that he didn't get to fuck him.
Yeah, I think we beat this movie to death.
I think we beat a little bit of everything to death on this one. I'm guessing this is going to be like a.
Well,
we're going to have the
the
psycho
end.
talk, and then we're going to have the tangent episode
Yeah.
of this.
I guess that's my trilogy. I need to think of a new trilogy to do now.
So, well, Kevin, thank you once again for being around. Danny, as always, for
Yes.
being a wonderful host.
Two-Eye Kevin. It's two eyes.
That's the funniest thing when Sam was like, "What the hell is that?" I'm like, "I'll tell you later."
Yeah.
And the trilogy's done, and no, we will not be watching Monster: The Again Story. I just don't want to. It's just gonna be him talking like this all day, just because I can't do that.
So wait, he's Milton from Office Space?
Essentially, yes. And I don't have time. I'm at a point in my life I just don't have time for that.
I am going to remove her face and
I've just
staple it to the sofa.
I just came out of my completionist stage where I'm like, I don't have to finish the series. I don't have to really torture myself. I can just quit and everything.
It's okay.
I don't have to own all of the Predator movies. I can just have the first one.
Yeah.
You know?
That's how I felt when I was going to the movie stop all the time. And it's like, well, I might as well buy them all.
Yeah.
And then it's like, did I really have to get Alien Covenant?
I did that. I did get the 4K of Jason X and Jessica Goes Hell because there's just no Blu-ray releases of those two.
Right.
So I was like, these movies aren't that great. Jason Goes to Hell, I enjoyed a little bit more. Jason X, I was like, I enjoyed a little less. And I'm like, thank God I used a Barnes & Noble gift card and I didn't use my own money for this. But the complete that's
I'm a fan of X. I'm not a fan as much of Jason Goes to Hell.
Oh, Jason Goes to Hell has like problems. I'm not saying it's a good movie, but like
Yeah.
I just like Jason X, like I don't know. I loved it a lot growing up, and then I watched it recently, and I'm just like, But I also think it was kind of just like it's in the same realm as like Leprechaun,
Both going to space.
Well, no, just like the tone. It's not supposed to be like.
There we go.
I'm not watching Psycho,
I want to see because having a versus between two characters is just so overdone. So we need to do
the space.
Jason versus Leprechaun versus fucking
Hellraiser. They went the space.
Pinhead.
Yeah.
But they all duke it out in space.
Pinhead wins.
I don't know. I mean, some
It'd be it comes down
bald
to,
dude from the early '90s, man.
honestly, I gotta rewatch Leprechaun 4 and see how they defeated him.
Maybe I should text Miguel and ask him.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't that.
Yeah.
I think Pinhead, he has those chains and those Cenobites, man. You can't even get near him.
Yeah, but how many times has Jason broken out of chains?
I always thought of Pinhead as like a god almost. Like he was like, I don't need to be like the Freddy or Jason slash you. Like you just can't get near me.
I mean,
he always gave that vibe to me.
I mean, kind of right out of the gate, he said angels to some, demons to others. He never said gods and devils.
Yeah.
He's like second tier. He called himself second tier. All right, well, we have a lot of planning to do for now that we got like 17 ideas for another episode. We'll have to decide where we're going to go from here. But as always, thank you everyone for listening, watching, all that fun stuff. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to check out the new ED4ap Hotline and leave us a voicemail, or you could just simply text us too. Keep it sexy. And we will catch you all next time. Toodles.
Peace.
Yep.
Broadcast completed.
You've been listening to What an Excellent Day for a Podcast. Be sure to come on down to excellentdayforapodcast.com, where you'll find our entire catalog. And for your convenience, every episode contains a link where you can text the nerds. Want to throw some praise? Some critique? Perhaps you have a suggestion for a topic you'd like to see us tackle. But while you think about that, you could also check out the connections to all of our socials, including our YouTube channel. Give all them a visit. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with everybody you know. And for those feeling a little extra generous, there's also a button where you can support the show in other ways. Every bit of support helps. Well, that's it for this episode. And remember, stay creepy and keep talking some damn horror.